Dope addicts are here.
Oh. There's a, okay, so, okay.
On this day,
Yeah.
if Tom Petty had lived, he would be.
Oh,
it's his birthday today.
It's his birthday today.
Was gonna play Tom Petty.
Yeah.
But then I saw Tom Tom Club right next to it, and I went, I think I'd rather play that.
Yeah.
That's
So
the thought
the
process.
that went.
Nope. I had to go back. I couldn't quite figure out who that was.
Well, when Carrie first started playing it, I said, "Oh, why are you opening with Mariah Carey?"
We'll explain to you who Mariah Carey is later in the show.
Well, we need to explain who Tom Tom
No,
Club.
Tom.
Well-
It's explaining
Yeah,
because she sampled them, so she came after. They came
yeah.
first.
I know, Gina. I was referencing we're going to do something with the best question, and
I know. That's
never mind. Just never mind. So, Tom Tom Club. I didn't really recognize that song. I don't remember, but I kept racking my brains thinking, what Tom Tom Club song do I remember?
That was the hit.
Well, but is that the one we played?
Yeah.
That's not. Boy, it just doesn't.
And we played Tom Tom Club because it's all of Talking Heads except for David Byrne.
Yeah, it's Benjamin Harrison and
Tina Weymouth.
Tina Weymouth and
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's why we played Tom Tom Club, is because it's essentially
I like
Talking Heads without David Byrne.
I like that. I like Tom Tom Club.
And
I like
and you saw Tom Tom Club perform on that Talking Heads concert movie.
Stop
Making sense.
Was it?
He left the stage for a while to go. I think he went to go get in the big suit.
I need help getting on the big suit. Kids will tell you what the big suit is later.
When we explain Mariah Carey as well.
You don't have to explain Mariah Carey. It's explaining Tom Tom Club.
When we make a reference to Mariah Carey, there are a lot of people who go, "Who?"
No, they don't. They don't know who Tom Tom Club is.
Yeah.
You're right, but there are a lot of I'm telling you, there are listeners in their 20s who would say Mariah Carey. This is the point of the damn question. Oh, geez, drive me crazy. What other Tom Tom Club songs are there?
I bet there's not another one in there.
There's not. Like I said, that was the hit.
Wordy Rapping Hood.
Wordy Rapping
That's
Hood
the one
is
I
another one that
remember.
we play. Yes.
That's the one I
we
remember.
did play that one.
Wordy Rapping Hood.
Yes.
I looked him up, and that's the one that stuck in my mind. Not very hard, because I couldn't even remember the damn name of it, and I can't quite call it up in my mind as to even how it sounds.
I'll get it for you. Hang on.
This is the part of the show that doesn't matter anyway. So
That's good.
it sure is.
That's a relief.
Because apparently later on we're doing a best question of the week, which you fail to understand.
I think
What?
Carrie, you're
You are right.
but you're not helping me.
Because Mariah.
how
No,
I'm being
because
obtuse.
you're not being obtuse. You're just. It's because Mariah Carey is not in your universe. You think that she's not in the universe. You see, I'm telling you, people know who Mariah Carey is.
I think probably more people know who Mariah Carey is than know who Tom Tom Club is.
Absolutely, that is an
Yes.
absolute
So that's-
fact.
That was the point.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're explaining the thing that more people don't know.
Okay. All right, I get that. part.
Okay.
All right. This is the song I remember.
Let me get into it.
So what? You can see why Tom Tom Club isn't around anymore.
We're barely around
Yeah.
then.
No, I enjoyed that album. I really
I did too, but that's basically all it was. Every song, as far as I remember, is like that. So,
All right.
Okay, we need to
Let's get this.
Yeah, 877-602-9696. We'll do some check-ins in a moment, and you could win a package from Snowbird for that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Snowbird.com is the website.
Yeah, tell us what you're doing today, how hard you're working, 877-602-9696, and you might win that. And I'm not working hard today, no matter what you say.
Maybe you're going up to Snowbird.
I might go up to Snowbird.
You know what? You still are fighting that cold and cough thing.
Yes, I am.
The air is better up there.
It is.
I wonder if the air has something to do with it.
I wouldn't be surprised.
So look, this weekend you go up there. Maybe I'll go up there and I'll this Saturday and Sunday and have some hot chili. Clean
They're
air.
doing the chili thing, aren't they?
Clean air and hot chili.
Oh, that sounds so good.
Yeah, the Chili Bird Showdown, chili tastings prepared by Snowbird's top chefs, a lot of family-friendly activities, and there is a beer and live music and all of that.
Oh, I want some chili.
Yeah. Go to snowbird.com for more. Also, just get away, get a room, stay up there. You can get a nice package for just $139.
Say, here, kids, here's a box of cereal and a hammer. You're on your own for the weekend. Yeah. We're going up to Snowbird.
Ride the tram, and don't forget, coming up, let's see, it's the 20th and the 22nd, so today and tomorrow, and then next weekend, I think, the Appreciation Days, where you can ride the aerial tram for a donation to the food bank. So you bring up 3 cans of food, say, here's some food, and they'll let you get on the aerial tram and take a ride up to Hidden Peak. So it's all up at Snowbird. You want to find out more, go to snowbird.com.
We created a massive promotional announcement for our upcoming contest for Killers tickets. And then a bunch of stuff changed at the last minute, so now you're just stuck with me, Todd Newcomb.
Gina, most people, when you go to a party and someone turns on the TV, the party goes from within about 15 minutes to everybody staring blankly at the television.
That's true.
And not talking to each other.
That is true.
So it'll be a good thing to do at the party.
Yeah.
The point of the party, if you're having a TV party, then yeah, turn on the TV.
Yeah.
Otherwise, don't.
Yeah.
Is that why your parties don't work,
I don't
Gina?
know.
Could that
I'm not
be
good
it?
at having parties.
When's the last time you gave a party?
I don't know. What counts as a party? Is having people over a party? Or do you have to have, like, a celebration of something?
No, I think if you invite people over, it's a party. Even if it's a family dinner, it's a family dinner party.
Oh, then we have those all the time.
Do you?
Yeah.
And the TV goes on.
No.
After dinner?
No. No TV.
During dinner?
No. Music.
Oh.
That's it. No TV.
I love people who watch TV during dinner and have TVs in their kitchens and stuff. That's just really odd,
Just says
I think.
we don't want to talk to each
Yeah.
other ever for any reason.
Yeah, it's just really strange. I knew a family who had a small TV on their dinner table, and they would eat dinner and watch television.
Sitting on the table.
Yeah, sitting on the corner of the dinner table, a small television, and it was on when they ate dinner.
So they never talked to each
No,
other.
not much.
Maybe that kept the fights down.
Well, that's what I'm thinking.
Now, when we watch TV and eat at the same time, it's because usually we don't have the time to do them both proper.
So then do you take
we
the
have to
food to the
combine.
couch?
Yeah. Take the food downstairs.
When I first met my wife, I was not adverse to doing that. I was also not adverse to having a television in the bedroom, and she was against both of those things. And so we have not done them in, I haven't done them in years, and now I can't imagine doing it.
Even having a TV in your bedroom?
No, God, no. No TV in the bedroom.
Why?
Especially not in the bedroom.
Why especially not in the bedroom?
Because
You don't like to get under the covers and...
Because it's useless. For me, it's useless. If I had a TV in the bedroom, I mean, when I go in the bedroom and get in the bed, you know what I do? Bonk, sleep. Within 2 minutes, I'm out. And if there was a TV in the bedroom, I would be out within 30 seconds. I mean, it would serve no use. It would just serve absolutely no purpose to me to have a TV in the bedroom.
Got to have a TV in the bedroom.
Do you always watch TV before you go to bed?
No, it gets turned on maybe once a week.
But you gotta have it.
But you got to have it. Those Saturday mornings when you wake up and you're not going anywhere and you're just kind of lying there, you're like, let's see what's on.
Yeah, Yeah.
That'd be
Let's
nice.
watch little cartoons.
See, it'd be,
That would be nice.
you know what you need?
You know.
You need what we have is like a cabinet that you can just totally
Yeah,
shut it off.
that's
so
what we have.
So you can
Well, and then
pretend
there's
there's no TV in there until you really
the other
want
reason
one.
you need the TV in the bedroom is, well, the porn. But that's
Well, yeah.
another subject altogether. That
They have porn on TV?
Sure.
You can put the porn on TV.
Really?
Uh-huh.
You control the vertical. You control the horizontal.
No, the porn controls the vertical.
Is that it?
All right.
Clumsy people.
Let's. I'm sorry. I said Jerry Harrison was in Tom Tom Club. He was not.
He was not in Tom Tom Club.
He
Oh,
was
okay.
in Talking Heads later on and did guitar work for them. It was Tina Weymouth, Chris Franz, and Adrian Belew.
Adrian Belew
did work
yes.
for that. Did a lot of work for them. He was also a guitarist for Talking Heads. So
Should we
let's clear that up.
open the show?
I guess we ought to officially begin the show.
Brought to you by Strong Volkswagen of Salt Lake City. You get 100% lifetime powertrain coverage. Your factory powertrain warranty becomes a lifetime warranty online at strongvw.com.
So the moon is it's gone through its new moon stage, and now it's on its way to full. Just happened while overnight, while we weren't looking. 0.7% of full. It's on its way to being a full moon on November 3rd. The moon will rise today, but you won't see it anyway. 8:26 a.m. Today being Friday. It's the 20th day of October in the year of our Lord 2017. And this is North America's most maligned radio broadcast.
Ain't that the truth?
Amen.
It's the Radio from Hell show, starring the Lords of Morning Radio, Kerry Jackson. I'm Bill Allred. Gina Barberi is also a member of that show. Richard Stedman produces the show. Dylan Allred produces video for the show. You can see it at x96.com/live. And he does lots of other stuff around here. And I believe Katie for short is here. And it is National Brandied Fruit Day.
Brandied fruit.
So that
There's a whole day for brandied fruit?
This is a day for tasting fruit which has been soaked and marinated in brandy, and that would also say to me it's time to start thinking about making your fruit cakes.
What happens to the brandy after you've soaked the fruit?
It stays alcoholic,
Well,
and
yeah.
it flavors the fruit.
No, but
No, I mean,
evaporates?
after you remove the fruit, what do you do with that brandy?
You drink it.
You drink it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
If there's
really?
any
I would.
good, yeah. Oh God.
Pour it over
I'm-
ice cream.
Gina,
How
I'm
about that?
I'm sorry you've never heard of peach brandy, apple brandy. It's just that's
Yeah.
what you do. So all right, I don't care for those, but
I fruit infuse vodka.
yeah.
You get
I know
you a
lot of
big,
people-
container. You pour your vodka in there, and then you cut up like pineapple
Right.
or throw it in. You need a hardy fruit, something that won't break down. You know.
Put it in the
Pineapple's good.
refrigerator.
Yeah.
All right, time for your check-ins. Please give us a call. 877-602-9696. Tell us what you're doing.
They're brought to you by Performance Toyota Bountiful. See the amazing specials on the remaining 2017s at toyotabountiful.com. Putting a smile on your face every day. Performance Toyota Bountiful.
All right. Let's begin the check-ins with Angie. Angie is in Virginia.
Angie, what are you doing in Virginia today?
Oh, hang on, Angie.
It's really
That's
cool that I do get to do today.
What?
So I work at a NASA facility, and I'm going to be testing out some equipment used to measure the center of gravity of crew modules.
Cool. Crew
Yeah.
modules.
Like
Where the crew is.
We don't-
In
well,
the-
'cause-
Yeah,
we
for the
don't say
new Orion
cockpit.
program.
we don't say cockpit anymore. We say crew module.
yeah, or the
Crew
flight deck.
module.
Flight
So
deck.
we're going to be doing this test for the new launch abort system. And so I work for a project called Ascent Abort 2. So we need to measure the center of gravity of our crew module.
You
Now-
sound really excited about this.
It's neat. Vast properties are really neat.
Yeah, I bet
She's
they are.
smiling. You can hear it.
Now, Angie, could I ask you? You work for NASA. You don't work for Elon Musk, right?
I work at the NASA Center for a contracting company. So
No.
I work for another company, but at the facility.
You don't work for SpaceX, though.
No.
Okay. Well, Angie, thank you. It sounds to me like you're very excited about your job. I wish I could have half the enthusiasm for my job today that you have for yours.
That sounds okay.
Well, and I would love to ask Gina what size T-shirt Jonesy is wearing nowadays.
Gonna
She
send
would
her a
like
science
t-shirt.
t-shirt.
Oh, what size is she?
Like a large kid or
Okay.
a small lady.
Small lady?
Large kid, small lady.
Hey.
That's
I
the name.
love it. I wish I was a small lady.
That's the name of my new band, by the way.
Large kid,
Large
small
kid, small lady.
You know, Angie, if you listen, are you from Salt Lake City originally? Is that how you listen to the show?
Yes, sir, Ogden.
It's an Ogden girl. You know how I love
Oh, you
Ogden
do?
girls.
All right.
Angie, have you ever heard me say why I love Ogden girls so much?
Oh, let's see. I think they're a little bit
Slutty.
something.
Slutty.
Yes.
Slightly slutty, but in a really, really good way.
You mean it positively.
Yes, I do. And most Ogden girls that I talk to, they go, "Oh, yeah, I get it. I get it." So come here sometime and measure the gravity of our crew module. Okay?
Yes.
Okay.
I can tell you it's
Have a good day.
I can tell you it's extremely grave. I can tell you that. Jamie. Hello, Jamie.
Amy,
Good morning.
Amy.
Thanks for keeping
There's
the
a
show
reference.
going.
what are you doing, Jamie?
Carrie?
Write it down,
Today,
Carrie. I'm sorry, Jamie. We're doing something on the side here that's amusing Gina no end. But Gina laughs most loudly at her own jokes. Is what
Carrie's joke.
Go ahead.
No, I say names
on,
of
Jamie.
people. I say names of people, certain names, certain ways,
Referencing things that
referencing
happened in
something
the
else that
70s.
happened long ago.
So when Carrie goes, Jamie, that, let me tell you. Would you
All
like to
right.
know what it
Yes.
references, Jamie? Jamie, would you like to know why Carrie does that? And I do it too. So
What
there's
was
a
the name of the
long,
talk show host?
if you
Ted
haven't
Knight.
No,
No, not Ted Knight.
If you so Jamie, a long time ago, we had a listener, and he still listens to the show.
Yeah.
He used to come around the studio when he was a little boy. He still listens to the show.
Yes.
And his name is Jamie. And Jamie, we used to have another part of the radio station that was talk radio.
Jack Ellery.
Jack Ellery.
That's what
and
I
Jack
was trying to
and Jamie, this kid, would call this national talk show host who was really terrible, named Jack Ellery.
Oh, Jack Ellery.
And whenever he was called into that show, Jack Ellery would go, "Oh, let's see who we have on line 6. Jimmy.
Jamie.
Again,
So again,
footnotes to the radio.
We need
from
footnotes,
House.
and I'm sorry.
So there you go.
All right, all you people who are calling to check in, I'm sorry.
Sorry, Jamie. Go ahead. What did you call to talk about, Jamie?
So today I have to work and I have to figure out my schedule because I have to coach my little boys' wrestling team.
Ooh.
Why do you have to coach
Yeah.
your little boy's wrestling team?
Because nobody else would.
Well, good on you then.
Yeah.
And I think that's great. I think, I heard somebody talking about this whole Harvey Weinstein thing. It relates. And said one of the ways that we can prevent all of this kind of stuff is to start having boys and girls play together at recesses and stuff, rather than segregating them all the time. Mm-hmm. Have boys' activities, girls' activities, and if they play together, they understand each other better.
Jamie, let me just suggest you start today with the classic wrestling hold, the figure 4 leg lock.
Is that a good one?
Start there, all
And then
right?
Don't try to. How old is he?
He's 4.
Yeah,
I
no,
have
so he's
4-year-olds on my team.
The people's elbow.
Yeah.
Go there.
He's too young for the airplane spin.
All right.
All right,
We got to go, Jamie.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank
Jimmy.
Kevin, we're doing a radio show. Hi, Kevin.
How's it going?
Good, Kevin. That's another reference.
That's
but let's
another one
not get
that's-
into
No.
Go ahead, Kevin.
Well, I just made coffee, so that's
Oh, thank you.
What kind of coffee?
Bring it in.
Yeah.
Are you're bringing it
I
in?
hope it's
guess.
not flavored coffee. I don't care for flavored coffee.
No. I
right.
usually go for, I don't know if you've seen any of the Death Clock videos.
He
Yes.
has.
From, yeah.
Yes.
I usually prefer my coffee blacker than the blackest black.
Yeah, well, Kevin, you really should be drinking delicious Mill Creek coffee. Mill Creek Coffee Roasters from right here in Salt Lake. It is the best, and they have all kinds of different roasts
yeah.
from around the world.
They got a nice dark French
Yeah,
roast.
it's great stuff.
All right,
Well,
Kevin.
if I can make it blacker than the blackest
They've
black.
got it.
Add a couple extra
no, I'm,
scoops and you're good.
Okay.
Yeah, work, just kind of standard work day to day.
All right.
Big excitement, though, is I'm going to dress my dog up as Darth Vader tonight.
Are you going to a pet
So,
costume party?
No, they're staying home.
no, I'm not. It's just Friday. No,
Yeah.
I'm going to a Halloween party, and my dog's going to crash, and no one knows.
Hmm.
But they sent the wrong size,
that
and it
could be a
got in
problem.
last night. So he's going to be a fat Darth Vader. It's
Oh.
kind of
It's a little small.
You put it on him, and he's kind of exploding from
Yeah.
it.
You're really excited
No.
about what's happening later.
You can
today.
hear
I
it in his voice,
I can
can't
hear
you?
it in
No,
his
you
I
voice.
can't.
All right,
I
Kevin.
am.
See you, Kevin.
We got to go. Good luck. Let us know how it goes. Let's see Jeremy
don't.
in Nebraska checking in. He didn't get picked for jury duty, so he has to go back to work.
Aw.
John in Provo getting ready for another day of glazing. Ooh, delicious glaze.
I wonder if that's donuts or windows.
It's windows, I'm sure.
Okay.
Metal Shop Mark busting his hump. Laura the Alzheimer's lady. Tim the tree guy. Boring lawyer Kimberly. KJ checking in. All right, I guess we have to do it. Big boy.
I'm not.
Big
You
boy
have to.
news and opinioendo coming up after these. And at 7 o'clock, the meh question of the day.
Hey, you want to check traffic here real quick?
Yes.
Oh, we can do that. There's not going to be any today.
Probably not.
I mean,
Because of the deer hunt.
well, no, it's UEA.
That's the deer hunt.
Deer hunt.
We do have a crash, SR 111 49th South. That's the only one being reported this morning so far, though, unless you want to report one. And you do that by texting us 33986. Get unlimited 1.5% cash back plus a $100 bonus with Power Cashback credit card from Security Service Federal Credit Union. Restrictions apply. Get details at ssfcu.org.
You know, I almost didn't make it to work today.
Why is
This
that?
is true. I was so comfortable in my bed that I got my mattress at Mattress Firm. I way overslept my alarm. I almost never do that, but I was so comfortable, I didn't even hear the alarms go off, and I woke up 45 minutes late. Mattress Firm is where you want to go if you want to sleep that nicely. Get an adjustable base bed, or try it out at least. I never thought I wanted one until I went to Mattress Firm, and I just laid down on it, and I went, oh my gosh, this is it.
But if you don't, that's not all they have there.
No.
I got the Black Hybrid, which is a great, it's a hybrid. It's what it's called. It's a regular spring mattress with the memory foam on the top of it.
Now, right now, during their fall asleep sale, Mattress Firm has this deal and many others, but check this one out. Try a new I-Series mattress. These are these intelligent beds. You'll get another mattress for 50% off if you buy an I-Series mattress at Mattress Firm. Where are you going to find a Mattress Firm store?
Easy.
They are all over the place. You can find a location near you by going to mattressfirm.com.
Stay tuned for a 1-hour nonstop music wingding right after Radio from Hell on X96.
I've got a show.
Crap.
I'll be playing Flynn in Twilight.
Light.
Light.
Lite.
Lite. Yep. I'm the bully. You know.
Are you the wolf boy?
No.
You're not the
no,
wolf boy.
No, I wish. I pitched to be the guy who takes his shirt off at one point for no
you
reason.
love to take your shirt off.
I absolutely do.
Kind of like the Will Ferrell of this station.
Okay.
But no, the show is I'm the only guy that looks like he could beat up another guy in all of theater in Utah. So
They're all pale, vegetarian.
yeah, and
you know.
thin. We had plenty of people who could play the vampire type, but not very many who could play the bully.
Derp, derp. I'm
I'll guilt you guys into that show another
I'm
time.
a shed vampire. Derp, derp.
I'm the only one who goes to your plays anymore.
Oh, I went.
Oh, yeah, you did.
And Gina may come to this one because it's a Twilight spoof.
Derp, derp.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And we all know Gina loves
The
Twilight.
sparkly vampires.
We got this.
Are you going to sparkle?
He's I don't sparkle because I'm not a
He's
vampire.
a bully.
But is
But
the
we do have a
vampire
sparkly
going to
vampire,
sparkle?
you
Okay.
bet. And a Bela Lugosi vampire too.
Undead.
So, like, there's this old-fashioned vampire
Don't worry about
trying
it.
to figure out what the young vampires are.
What
I
is
don't
vampire
understand
games
this.
today? You kids today.
I don't
Ah, with your
understand this.
sparkles and
And
your-
you're fast running.
What is this? You can go outside.
What? Yeah. What? Can you see yourself in the mirror? That's what I want.
Look, have some wine. All right.
Guess we just sort of wrote the play, didn't we?
Is that it?
Wrote and ended
And
it.
performed.
There you go. Kids, there's something the matter with kids today. Kids,
Yep.
they go and sparkle outside in the day.
There it is. Yep, little musical number. Yep.
Easy.
Desert Star Playhouse. Be there.
The shut'll come out tomorrow, and he'll be able to stand outside. I hate him. I miss the sun.
Oh,
You
Lord.
you owe Carrie money now.
I know.
I used to be tan, you know this. I had a house in Palm Beach. Aw, damn. Blow this. No, that doesn't. I'll get there.
Here comes the sun. You better run, you dumb old vampire.
We get
Deedle deedle.
we sparkle. Da, 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 da. Ah, you kids.
I like the dessert bar there at the Desert Star Playhouse.
Does the old vampire carry an umbrella? He should.
No, but that is a great idea.
Okay. You owe me a dollar.
Ah!
There's
And,
that
and
too.
Count
Oh, yes,
Chocula.
Count
Of course.
Chocula
Count
has to be in there.
Chocula's got to be there, and the Count, and
Doo.
oh, that joke's in there. You know it.
Yep.
Carrie Jackson, Bill Allred, and Gina Barberi on X96.
All right.
Who was that? Now the deep voice guy. That's no, not Early. What's
No,
his-
that's the sheriff.
the sheriff.
Yeah.
But I didn't catch who the high voiced.
Well, it was obviously his deputy or his
deputy.
partner.
Okay.
Yeah. You don't need to know who they are.
Okay, I just wondered if.
It's funny no matter.
It's pretty clear
Yeah,
that,
I was.
that there are two cops interrogating a. Yeah.
I was just wondering if he was a regular character. On
He
the
is,
show.
yes. Let's see. Big boy news and opinioendo brought to you by.
Sean Hogan and Everest Collision, they want you and your loved ones to get home safe and sound. Stop texting and driving. Download the Everest Collision app responsibly.
All right, I want to start with a story or two for you, Gina, here in the news.
Okay.
And I'm not going to really get into this one, other than you can find the gruesome details yourself.
All right, I'm good at Googling the gruesome details.
This is just the opening sentence. A Manhattan psychiatrist has been indicted in the 2012 attempted sledgehammer murder.
Oh.
And, of her. And she's a female, so it's a female psychiatrist. And so I'm fine, bringing you that story so far.
Okay.
But then it says, charged the attempted sledgehammer murder of her baby daddy. Let's just get rid of that term. That is,
I think what that means is I don't have a relationship with this person, but we made a baby.
yeah. How about saying the attempted sledgehammer murder of a man who impregnated her, or
Well,
a man who got her pregnant, or
That's clumsy.
I am just tired of that baby daddy phrase. I'm also tired of the phrase, "What are we pimping this time?" We are not pimps. I get tired of those.
Well, if you're
We
going
do
to
this we do this feature called Things That Must Go.
Yeah, I was going to say, and if you're going to bitch about a term, you need to come up with a better one. Because I don't have a better term than "what are we pimping this time?" Because there are times when
what
we
are we promoting? what are
Promoting's
we?
a long word.
Well, see, that presupposes that I'm all for promoting this thing. I might be forced to promote something.
That's a pimp.
That's a pimp.
Pimps are never forced to
No.
promote their
well,
whores.
that is.
Yeah. I don't,
Anyway.
you should.
So
yeah.
anyway, here's a story for you.
Okay.
Investigators suspect drug overdoses are what killed two Navy submarine sailors whose bodies were found in the same house 4 days apart. So they go to this house.
A drug house?
No, not necessarily. No. I mean, yes, but that's not what it
Okay.
was. That's not what it was, billed as. Authorities are awaiting the results of the toxicology test, so they're not sure. But they went to a house. There was a report of a dead person there. It was Petty Officer First Class Brian Gerald, found dead on the floor inside of a friend's house in Kingsland, Georgia. Friends had gone looking for Mr. Gerald after the sailor's wife reported him missing. Citing police reports filed in the deaths, news organizations reported Gerald and his family were visiting Walt Disney World in Orlando when he said, "I'm going back to the hotel." Well, he didn't. He said, "I'm feeling ill," and he disappeared. Well, they found him dead in this house. They suspected it might be a drug overdose, and then 4 days later, they went back to the same house and discovered another sailor there, dead. Ty Bell was the sailor. The police report on Bell's death said the sailor had a white foamy substance coming from his nose when his body was discovered. So they were both technicians. I think what you said, Gina, is probably in a way right. They seem to probably both know that was a place that they could go.
Yeah. But
And
there was something stronger
Yeah.
there than they were anticipating.
Use drugs. And then this story, a cop killer who was executed in Alabama last night. He had sued the state of Alabama over its lethal injection method. He was put to death last night with lethal injection, but not before he cursed the state, said, "I hate you," and then flipped everybody the bird as they administered the fatal dose to a convicted cop killer, Tory Twain McNabb. Gary Ott has died.
Yeah, I saw that on Twitter yesterday.
yeah.
I was really.
This is the Salt Lake County
Recorder?
there had been a lot of controversy over his office. He was apparently suffering from Alzheimer's disease and still in office. And nobody in his office was doing much about it other than running the office for him while he continued to spiral into dementia and Alzheimer's. He has died as a result of Alzheimer's, they say. It's kind of sad.
And there's an ongoing lawsuit.
Yeah.
That I don't know what you do now that he's dead.
Well,
but
a judge has yet to rule on who would become Ott's guardian. That's kind of a moot point now. And the conservator, but that does include the power to preside over his estate. It's not clear how his death will affect the court case. The judge says he'll rule on that within a couple of days. Martin Ott, Gary's brother, said his family spent several days at his side after being told his death was near. They were with him when he died. And the family's very upset that they were kind of not allowed to get him the kind of care they felt he should have and that sort of thing because he was being shielded or manipulated, however you want to think about it, by this woman in his office. So there'll be a lot more to come out about that. So John F. Kelly, the White House Chief of Staff, did you watch any of what he said? Or
I heard clips. I didn't see that.
I read transcripts.
He was very sincere. I watched the video. He delivered a personal defense of President Trump's phone call this week to the widow of a slain Army soldier. He described on Thursday the trauma of learning about his own son's death in Afghanistan, and he called the criticism of Mr. Trump's condolences to this soldier unfair. In a public relations mission that was part emotional catharsis and part political attack, Kelly lashed out at Representative Frederica S. Wilson, the Democrat of Florida, for publicizing that call between Trump and Maisha Johnson, whose husband, David T. Johnson, was one of 4 Americans killed in an October 4 ambush in Niger. Mr. Kelly, John Kelly, said he thought Ms. Wilson, who was in the car with Ms. Johnson, was politicizing it, and he said, and they have a history, the two
They do,
of them.
and that's the thing.
He doesn't care for her because he and James Comey went to Florida to speak at the opening of a building that had been, and I don't remember exactly what the building is, but there were names on the building. It was dedicated to fallen soldiers and so forth. And both Comey and Kelly apparently delivered speeches about the fallen heroes and that sort of thing. And then he felt that Ms. Wilson was kind of insensitive and out of line. It's in her district. And she got up and just talked about how she was responsible for getting all the money, the federal money down there to build it. And he kind of thought that was insensitive. But at any rate, he said what President Trump said to this soldier is the same thing. He said, it's what I said to him, what I said to the president. When I got a call about my son being killed in action, I said, well, you know, he knew what he had signed up for, and that's great. He was there doing what he felt was important. That's the way Kelly frames that. And he said he was there doing what he thought was important. He was surrounded by the guys that he loved, the Marines that he loved, and he gave the ultimate sacrifice. And he said, I also told the president that that President Obama didn't call me when my son.
He had him to the White House.
I know, but he said he didn't call me. He didn't call me. He said he didn't call me. So Trump interprets all of this clumsily and ham-fistedly.
He's an idiot.
He's clumsy and ham-fisted, and he tried to say to this woman what Kelly had said to him.
Yeah, he was just parroting stuff.
He just didn't do it.
He has no empathy. Yeah. He was just parroting. You know.
And you should watch Kelly, or you heard a little bit of it.
Yeah.
It was very. I mean, he was.
He may have been very upset. However, the feelings of the family should not be discounted.
No.
And the fact that this woman was listening in, this politician was listening in, they're making a big deal about that. They have a history. That family and this politician, they have a history. Yeah. So it was not a bad thing that she was listening in.
Not necessarily. I mean, she wouldn't have been listening if the wife the wife hadn't said, "You can listen."
The reason that this soldier was in the military in the first place was due to a program that this representative put in. He worked at Walmart before.
I'm just saying that Kelly is making a big deal about her listening in. Yeah. It was not an improper
thing. She was well known to
here's the real problem with all of this. We can all agree that Donald Trump is inartful and ham-fisted and doesn't really doesn't have any real empathy about that.
No.
I mean, he said yesterday when the president of Puerto Rico was visiting the White House, he says, well, I give myself, 100% tens on how we've responded. How do you grade yourself? Oh, 100%. We've done great in Puerto Rico. As the poor president of Puerto Rico is sitting there going, oh, man. Anyway, but the big thing about this whole Niger thing is what the Christ were those 4 guys doing there?
With
and
no
how did they get
support.
caught
And that's
like
the
that?
thing.
And why did they leave him behind?
We wouldn't be talking about this whole, presidents calling soldiers families thing if Trump had answered the question that he was asked, which was, what happened in Niger?
And he
didn't answer that.
No, he went off on that tangent.
He diverted, like he always does. He diverted.
Because he didn't have an
didn't
answer.
know.
He doesn't know what was
Yeah.
going on in Niger.
Yeah.
And John McCain, Senator McCain, who's gone crazy because he has a brain tumor.
That's what
I'm sure that's what they'll say.
Hannity and people like that are saying that.
Are they saying that?
Oh, yeah.
I just sort of surmise that they might be.
Yeah.
McCain, to John McCain's credit, says, really the big question here is we need to find out what was going on in Niger and why they were caught in that impossible situation. Why there were 4 guys
No other support.
overrun
Yeah.
by hundreds of ISIS fighters. Hundreds of ISIS fighters. It's miraculous that 3 of them got out of there.
Well, Rachel Maddow did a report on it last night, and she theorized, and again, there's no evidence, but she theorized that it was because Chad was placed on the no-travel list.
Yeah.
Chad, the country,
Country of Chad, which
not
has
a
been...
guy named Chad.
No. Oh, I hate that guy. I don't want him in...
Nobody named Chad is allowed.
But Chad has been our ally for a long time, fighting ISIS in that area, in that region. And when we put them on that no-fly list, it was an insult to them. And they pulled out. They pulled their armies out of Niger.
Good, yeah.
And we have guys down there because ISIS is down there.
Yeah.
So they were.
So that's a theory.
Here, this will really. We got one more story.
This is turning into a whole news break, so don't worry.
Yeah,
about
go ahead.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
We're not going to have time to
Yeah,
do the other thing,
don't
so
worry
just keep going.
Okay. This is really bizarre. White House officials working on trade policy were alarmed last month when a top advisor to Donald Trump circulated a 2-page document that alleges a weak manufacturing sector in the country leads to an increase in abortion, spousal abuse, divorce, and infertility.
There's all.
Wow, that's a lot to unpack.
So because the Rust Belt, is failing and coal has been failing, then we're going to have more. We have more abortions, more spousal abuse, and that's the cause of it. Now,
Well,
I think some parallels can be drawn.
I can see that.
However, this is not; those things are not to be used to say we have to bring back coal. You see, we have to bring back coal.
Can I quote? And this is something I thought I would never do. Former President Bush, who gave a really good speech yesterday.
Yes.
Here's one of the things he said in it. We can't wish globalization away any more than we could wish away the agricultural revolution or the industrial revolution.
Yep.
That is what's happening to manufacturing in this country. It is just what we are going through, another one of those times where things are changing, and
It's that grind of history that nobody can really stop.
No, and it like happened in agricultural, happened in industrial. It's happening now with coal and our other manufacturing. President Bush, if you have time to go look at that speech he gave yesterday, he said some great things about immigration, and I'm shocked that I'm giving him credit.
I'm not, because he said he made veiled references to not liking anything that Donald Trump does. I'm not shocked that you're giving him credit at all.
No, it was a good speech.
Yes, it was. And one other quick story here, celebrity story. Did you hear this about Sean Penn?
No.
Sean Penn is fighting with Netflix.
Really?
And you haven't seen Sean Penn a lot lately. Mm-mm. He's fighting Netflix over a documentary series that will become available I think it's available today if they haven't backed off. His lawyers, Sean Penn's lawyers, say, if anything happens to Sean Penn, there will be blood on your hands, Netflix.
What do you mean happens to him?
Sean
Like
Penn,
harmed?
Sean Penn believes, and his attorneys believe, and I think not without some reason, that this series called The Day I Met El Chapo, the Kate Del Castillo story,
That's right.
it centers on that bizarre episode in October of 2015 when Ms. Del Castillo, rather, who's a Mexican actress, and Sean Penn were given an audience with El Chapo.
Yeah.
And he wrote clumsily and poorly about it in Rolling Stone. Ms. Del Castillo says, I went there with Sean Penn because I thought he could give leverage to this and we could do, and he screwed it all up. But Sean Penn is convinced, and maybe with reason, that he's going to be the target of a hit by the El Chapo guys.
He's the one that wrote the thing for Rolling Stone. He put the story out there.
Yes, yeah.
If they're mad, why? He put the story out there already. It's not like Netflix is putting something out that he doesn't want out there.
Oh, okay.
Right? How am I wrong?
But that's not the point.
What?
The point is, he says this is going to further fan the flames. This is a big deal, and he's been in hiding, essentially.
Really?
Oh. They're not saying that outright, but Sean Penn has not come out of his house, and this is going to make it worse. That's what he's saying. They're saying. I don't care. I think they ought to release it. But
Sports, weather, traffic.
So, Ed Brass?
Yes.
I've heard
our
of him.
attorney.
Almost all the way right.
He got Dodgers.
He got the Dodgers.
And he predicted this early in the season.
He said it was Dodgers-Yankees. So
50-50.
It still could be that.
Still could be Yankees in one more game.
So sorry, Richie, your Cubs are out.
They're out?
They're
Okay.
out. They're out. Brought to you by Octa Pharma Plasma, making money by making a difference. New donors can earn up to $300 for their first 5 donations. Donate today, 5414 South, 19th East in Salt Lake. So today, it'll be nice until this afternoon. It'll be warm, 65, and then we have a chance of rain this afternoon into the evening, and things will be cooling off there. Traffic, it's UEA and everyone's gone. Fridays are usually light.
It's the deer hunt.
They're extra light today.
Everybody's on the deer hunt.
Crash westbound I-80 1 mile east of Saltaire. That's the only place I'm seeing an accident this morning. Brought to you by Truck Month at Riverton Chevy. Save 30% off or get 0% financing for 72 months on the new 2017 Chevy Silverado half-ton. Don't miss Truck Month at Riverton Chevy. Online at rivertonchevy.com.
All right, so we'll take a break now. We'll be back with your meh question of the week. Stand by. KXRK Provo. With all the crap that's going on in the world today, I think we should just go bowling.
Well, it just so happens we're having our Halloween bowling mixer Monday, October 30th at Fat Cats in Salt Lake.
Sentence number 1 in Spanish, please.
¿Qué dijo el pavo de Acción de Gracias después de la cena? Estoy lleno.
Wow.
¿Qué dijo el pavo de Acción de Gracias después de la cena? Estoy lleno.
Yes, no. Estoy lleno. Ajá.
Estoy lleno.
Estoy lleno.
Estoy lleno.
¿Qué dijo el pavo de Acción de Gracias después? Después. Gracias después de la cena estoy lleno. Wow.
Estoy lleno.
Gracias después.
Wow. All right.
Okay, that's good, Gino.
All right.
And in English, Mario?
I was talking to someone, and then they said, how come Gina always says just the last words? She never said the whole sentence. Estoy lleno.
How do you say because she's very lazy?
Porque es muy floja.
Muy floja.
Muy floja. Go ahead in English, Mario.
Okay. What did the Thanksgiving turkey say after dinner?
I don't know what.
I'm stuffed.
Estoy lleno.
Stop.
Estoy lleno.
All right, and sentence number 2 in Spanish, please.
Algo de porra para Brigham Young. Otros para la Universidad de Utah. Yo le voy a las porristas.
Algo de porra para Brigham Young, otros para la Universidad de Utah. Utah, yo le voy a las poristas.
Sí.
Algo de porra para Brigham Young, otros para la Universidad de Utah. Yo le voy a las poristas.
¡A las poristas!
And that is in English, Mario?
Some cheer for Brigham Young, others for the University of Utah. I cheer for the cheerleaders.
The only way to go.
But not when my wife is around.
No.
Yep.
No. Mario, are you going to have a big traditional Thanksgiving dinner?
Yes, sir.
What will you have?
We're gonna have turkey. I'm sorry, pavo.
Pavo.
Pavo. De acción de gracias.
What else will you have?
You know, usually we meet at Farol.
Oh, do you?
We met at El Farol, so we all bring a dish.
Yeah.
So
And have
pavo is gonna be there for reals.
So you'll have the turkey at the restaurant, and then
some other dishes, salads, and all
what
that.
will your wife bring? Or do you cook?
I don't cook.
Yeah, your wife will cook?
My wife will cook.
And she will bring...
Let me call her.
No,
No, it's all right.
Thanks, Mario.
I don't know what she'll bring.
I'm sure she appreciates the fact that you know what she's bringing.
You incomplete sports and traffic with Gina Barberi on X96.
All right.
Granny doing another voice. Granny Squid.
It's actually not.
Oh, no?
No.
Oh, okay. Sounds kind of like her.
We got to do best question of the week.
All right. Is this sponsored?
It is. It's brought to you by Prohibition, Utah's sexiest new speakeasy located north of Fashion Place Mall in Murray. Tonight and every Friday night, live music. Don't miss weekend sexy burlesque dancers. Reservations and information at prohibitionutah.com. And our best question submitter will get a $25 gift certificate to Prohibition.
Got good food there.
I have not eaten there, but someone sent me pictures of their food. Said I was confused now. Was I in a bar or a restaurant? But look at this food.
I was going to say, because people are like, I don't want to go into a bar. No, it's a restaurant. They got a lot of good food there.
As a matter of fact, the guy who sent me those pictures said, I don't drink.
Yeah.
I went there and I had a soda or something and this great food. So.
Yeah.
So best question of the week, you submit them to radiofromhell@x96.com and we select one. But don't submit things like this.
Like what?
When do the cows come home?
Well, yeah, everybody knows the answer to that.
Because when the cows come home.
Yeah, we don't need to answer that. Everybody knows.
The answer is, they're already here. That's it.
Carrie.
Thank you.
That's a reference to Send in the Clowns.
Yes.
Which is an old song.
Send in the cows.
I thought it was Send in the Cows.
I always told people it was Send in the cows.
Carrie, you're referencing our actual best question of the week. Melissa Manchester.
I seriously used to sing Send in the Cows.
Don't bother.
They're here.
There ought to be cows.
Yeah.
I did.
You don't know what that song is, do you?
No.
Oh, well, Richie probably
Send
knows.
in the Clowns. It's
Melissa Manchester.
Well, no, it was from a Broadway show
But,
originally.
I mean,
It was written by...
So what's the question?
Well, it comes to us from Charles. Charles, as a millennial who understands most pop culture references retroactively, usually in the form of a Family Guy sketch, they do come up there a lot.
Yes.
You do learn a lot of them there.
Family Guy is a lot funnier if you get some of the...
Same thing with The Simpsons. It's my my wife has always said to my kids, you need to read, you need to watch classic movies. Why? What should I do that? Because you'll understand The Simpsons better. How about that?
Jokes.
And the same argument could be made for the Bible. Because there are so many biblical references. Whether you believe it or not, there's so many biblical references in art, in writing, in movies, that if you read the Bible, you're going to get them more.
Carrie Jackson just told you to read the Bible.
Exactly.
That's why I took a Bible literature class. I read the whole Bible, and I'll give you a perfect example of why reading the Bible is important. We were talking yesterday or a couple of days ago about onanism. Which onanism is masturbation. And John Smith said, "What's that? I never heard that term for masturbation." I said, "Read your Bible."
I thought I knew everything.
Read your Bible. He said, "I thought I knew every term for masturbation." No, read your Bible.
Anyway.
Onan was, he spilled his seed upon the ground and God fell out of God's favor.
Yes.
So here's the rest of the question. I quite enjoy your show bits that involve references for, quote, people of a certain age. If you could create a mandatory must-watch list, shows, movies, music, books, so the next generation is a little less unsufferable, what would be required? Well, we've already said, Carrie Jackson said, the Bible.
Oh, yeah. Nothing will change your mind about the Bible than reading the Bible.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
You'll go in thinking, I should read the Bible. You'll finish going, oh, my God.
That was really screwed up.
Oh my God.
That was nuts.
When Dylan picked this question, he picked it for us. Dylan is a younger person of a certain age. His reference for a movie was, what's that movie where John Cusack is holding that thing over his head? It's a boombox.
Yeah.
He said, I had to Google what movie is John Cusack holding and the movie is Say Anything. And so to me, I'm like, I can't believe you don't know the movie Say Anything. And he hasn't seen the movie Say Anything.
So I said that to him. He said, well, I was 2 when it came out. That's no excuse. It's not an excuse.
But that's a movie that gets referenced a lot. Even just that scene of him holding the boombox up. You will understand references in Family Guy and Simpsons and other things better if you say anything.
I guess it's, so I wrote down some things that I think people should read and watch, but they're kind of personal favorites of mine. What we're sort of talking
more
about
general
here
stuff
is more big, so let me quickly, I just been thinking about this though. The song Brown-Eyed Handsome Man.
Oh, Chuck Berry.
You're being very specific.
Everybody needs to listen to that song in all of its incarnations. Brown-Eyed Handsome Man by Chuck Berry, by Waylon Jennings, by Johnny Cash, and by Lyle Lovett.
Let me help you. I didn't know you had this on the list. I just happen to have my iPad here handy, and I have Chuck Berry.
Now you got it.
The judge's wife called up the district attorney. She said, free that brown-eyed man. If you want your job, you better free that brown-eyed man. Flying across the desert in a TW.
So Chuck Berry is somebody you should listen to, because then he gives rise to all. And if you know the Lyle Lovett, I love the Lyle Lovett version of it. It's so cool. You got to know these things. You got to know songs like Stagger Lee, who was originally done by. Oh, I looked it up, and it's not Wilson Pickett, but somebody like
Waylon Jennings.
You got to know these things, and then
you went specific.
Yeah,
I'm going basic. MASH.
Wow.
You should go back and watch some old episodes.
To see all of the old things that they reference in MASH?
No, but stuff gets... That's
it's filled with stuff like that, because I used to joke about that.
Okay, then you can go one generation back.
No, because there was when Henry Blake left, he got a new suit, and someone said, that suit is really you. And Hawkeye said, if you're Adolphe Maju.
Yeah.
And I had to look that up.
Yeah.
See?
So,
you're learning another generation removed.
I mean, MASH is built on so many cultural references.
But that's what I mean. It's but I bet most millennials haven't watched
Well,
MASH.
and most people don't give a rat's ass enough to look up Adolphe Maju.
Mm-hmm.
They don't.
I did.
And then you go, oh, that guy.
I also again I went general and basic. Old Stephen King novels.
Ooh.
Now it made me think of this, and I was talking to my son Festus about it, and he said, "Oh, should I go back and read that?"
Yeah.
Like you should go back and read
The Stand,
and Misery, and go back, because those are referenced in other things all the time. Carrie, and not just go watch the movies. Go read the book.
Yeah. I leaned a little more geek-centric. There are a lot of things you can learn from Mystery Science Theater if you, like I did with Adolphe Maju, stop and look them up.
Yeah.
If you're watching the Mystery Science Theater movie, John Sununu goes for a haircut is a line.
Who's John Sununu?
I don't understand that.
Who's John Sununu?
He had a terrible haircut.
You look it up and you learn. Of course, the only book that you need to read is Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas and the Bible. I think that people should see Pulp Fiction, Godfather, Jaws, the classics, things like that. But what I'm going, and this is something that I've wanted to do myself for some time. I want to see every movie that's referenced in this song, which is Science Fiction Double Feature, the opening number for the Rocky Horror Picture Show. They reference at least 15 classic science fiction films.
Do you know what they are?
Yes. I looked them up.
What are they? Let's see if I've seen them.
Well, see here, you reference Flash Gordon.
Seen that?
The Invisible Man is referenced.
With Claude Rains?
Yeah.
And Adolphe Maju?
But here's the list of references. I found this on Metal Floss, and I'm sure that there's a better list out there, but this one was fast and handy. Frankenstein from 1931, Dr. X from 1932, Invisible Man, of course, King Kong from 33, Bride of Frankenstein from 35, The Day the Earth Stood Still from 1951 is a classic. I love that movie. When Worlds Collide, 51. It Came from Outer Space, 53. Night of the Hunter, 55. Tarantula, 55. Forbidden Planet, 56. Curse of the Demon.
Forbidden Planet, based on The Tempest by Shakespeare.
There you go.
See?
Yeah, I mean, you could...
That's how it works.
Shakespeare's the obvious
Day
one.
of the Triffids, Band of Outsiders from 64, Beyond the Valley of the Dolls. So, and one day I will do that. I will go through and watch maybe when I retire, I'll make the list of all the movies referenced.
Well, you should just say Rocky Horror Picture.
And Rocky Horror Picture. Sure.
And let me just give you a couple of specifics rather than general. I think everybody should watch the movie Magnolia. There is an author named John Gardner who is dead, but he was killed on the way to a publishing party on his motorcycle, and he's kind of, I don't think anybody talks about him anymore. Find John Gardner and read the Sunlight Dialogues, and you should all read Michael Chabon, Cavalier and Clay. All right?
Oh, yeah.
Cavalier and Clay, it's about the comic book.
It
how
is.
comic books came to be.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and the 10-Cent Plague is a book you should read if you're into comic books. All right, is that good enough?
I think we did well with that.
That's all right.
And people say people need to watch Airplane. It's great for Family Guy
Yes,
references as well.
Absolutely.
Were there two of those?
Airplane?
Just the first one. Just the first one's all you need. All right. Traffic?
Yes. I mean, no, but if you have any, send it to us. But I have to read you a sponsor.
All right.
October 21st and 22nd, experience Snowbird's Chili Bird Showdown. Chili tasting, family-friendly activities, live music, and more. Details at snowbird.com.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the Beatles catalog. Yeah.
Beatles catalog.
Yeah, I mean,
you
there's...
need to know these things.
Oh, geez. Yeah, and
There's
if
too
you,
much.
And what you need to know, too, is you need to know about how to get down payment money for a new home.
Yes, because it's adulting.
Yeah. Text the word money to 62687. They're not going to text you back questions like, have you ever read Cavalier and Clay? No, it's going to be home-specific questions.
It's only 7 questions, and if you can answer yes, honestly, to those 7 questions, then you might be qualified for down payment assistance, and quite a bit of it, actually.
Yeah, so if you text the word money to 62687, you will find out from Lolly and the New Dwello people how to access this money. They make it available, I think it's on a monthly basis. And then when that pool of money is gone, it's gone, and then they set it up again.
Mm-hmm.
But Lolly can tell you all about that. Now, they won't contact you directly unless you ask them to. Just text the word money to 62687, whether you're looking to buy a home or if you have a home to sell, it will make that home more attractive to buyers. So, money, 62687.
This week's new episode, you get the latest news. We learn you how not to be that geek. And Jimmy interviews the casts of Geostorm and Only the Brave.
Radio from Hell with Carrie, Bill, and Gina. 96.3 FM, X96.
Last week, these little girls came up to me.
Ow.
They come running up to me, and they go, and I mean they're like 12 years old or 11, and they go, "Are you Bill Allred?" And I said, "Yeah." And they said, "Do you remember us?" And I said, "No." And they said, "You threw us out of that garage in your backyard a couple of weeks ago."
What? You had kids in your garage?
Not my garage, my neighbor. She has this old garage, and the
Wait a
top
minute.
of it.
No, do you have an infestation?
Yeah.
Is it
Of
like
little girls?
That's what it was like. It was an infestation of little girls. And the old garage has like a top place that you can walk up some stairs and go into, a second story, but it's just ramshackle. You know, you can see through the ceiling and the floorboard.
You ought not be walking around.
It's more of a shack than anything.
Yeah, and I realized there were some kids up there so I went over, and there were these little girls in there trying to clean it up and make a playhouse out of it. You know, and
a fort. We want a fort.
Yeah, and I was nice to them because I said I know how attractive this is to want to do this, but it's really not safe. Plus, it's filthy. And I mean, they had cleaning equipment in there and all of this kind of stuff. And I said, it's really not safe.
Yeah.
So and there were other kids coming down my driveway and stuff to go up there with them. And I said, so come on out and please don't do it anymore. And they haven't. I could have I was going to put a lock on the door for my neighbor. And I haven't gotten around to it, but I don't think anybody's been up there since.
Yeah.
At least I don't think so. But then apparently there were some older kids who recognized me, apparently. So they were just really excited that they had been thrown out.
Kicked us out.
They kicked us out of that place.
Does that mean Jonesy's going to scream like that someday? No! Is that what girls do?
Yeah.
Hi. Being there for kids is super good fun.
Who is that? Who is that that says super good fun?
It's a PSA for some kid thing.
But you don't know who it is?
No.
Hi. Being there for kids is super good fun.
I love that.
All it takes is a little know-how.
All it takes is a little know-how. Yeah, super good fun.
96.3 FM, X96.
This is
that best question thing is ballooning.
Yeah.
That should not have been handled in a best question situation.
Well, let's do it.
That's an ongoing, continuing education program.
We can make it a X poll.
We'll talk about it next week sometime.
Yeah, that could be a good
Richie,
X poll.
Yeah.
Someone in there, write that down.
Gone with the Wind, Citizen Kane. It goes on and on. The Beatles catalog, Godfather movies. All of that. Somebody said, I watched Say Anything because of the references, and I went and watched it and said, I didn't understand it. I thought, what was there to understand in Say Anything? I don't recall it being particularly obtuse.
I had the same thing happen to me, an ex-girlfriend of Drew's, after she told me she wanted to be a film critic, and we watched Close Encounters, all of us, and she said, I didn't get it.
Well, it's a little harder, maybe, but...
Not really. It's just
the aliens are coming, and
they're coming, and
then they come, and
then I want to go with them.
And spoiler alert, then Mr. Neary goes with them.
Yes.
Bill.
I mean, that's about it.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's time for round one of your boner voting. 3 news stories that are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior, and you will decide with your vote who is the worst of these 3. Who is the worst of these 3 and deserves to go forward to possibly become boner of the day? You're picking a contender to be boner of the day with round 1. 2 candidates now, then a 3rd candidate after the news. Once you've heard all 3, you'll vote. One of you lucky random boner voters will receive
a Gracie's gift card.
Gracie's gift card. All right.
All right, here is boner candidate number 1. Don't like that dark skin? Nivea is for you.
Again? Oh, this is last
Different-
time it was Dove. Now
Different
it's
company.
okay.
Nivea has become embroiled in a race row after an appalling face cream ad that promises visibly lighter skin for black women. The beauty brand is advertising its natural fairness moisturizer to women living in Nigeria, Ghana, Cameroon, and Senegal. Billboard show former Miss Nigeria Omowumi Akinifesi using the moisturizer to lighten her skin. The German company also has a TV ad for the product showing a black model's skin becoming lighter after she applies the cream to her skin. People have taken to social media, of course, to express their outrage and disgust that they should want fairer skin and have been using the hashtag pull it down to demand the removal of the advertisement. London entrepreneur William Adose slammed the TV commercials. Sharing a clip of it online, he said, "This is why black businesses need to rise up and cater for our needs." Boner candidate number 1, don't like that dark skin? Nivea is for you. There's boner candidate number 2. You know, Hollywood drinks the blood of children.
Oh, I saw.
You know that, don't you?
I didn't see
Rodney.
this.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and worse.
Rodney Howard Brown, a Christian preacher who bragged about, and it's true, about putting his hands on Donald Trump in prayer to thwart an attack against the president.
To thwart an attack.
Oh, he
prayed on him.
He put
a
a force field around him.
Laying on, Gene, it's called laying on of hands.
Yeah, there was
Read
a
the Bible.
There was a prayer circle, and he was involved in it. He was one of the
There's no force
Christian
field in the Bible.
Christian leaders. Oh, there should be.
Well, there is, but that's not what they call it. He claims that Hollywood bigwigs feast on the blood of children. That is when they're not molesting them. They sacrifice children at the highest levels in Hollywood, Mr. Howard Brown declared. They drink blood of young kids. This is a fact.
This is a fact.
This is a fact.
I can just say things and they're facts.
That is why the next thing to be exposed will be all of the pedophilia that's going on and coming out of Hollywood and out of Washington, D.C., the human sacrifice and the cannibalism that's been going on for years.
The pedophilia, there's something there, but the rest of it.
Cannibalism.
Everybody in Hollywood, he's saying out there, there are pedophilia parties and pedophilia rings. There is no, that's not. There isn't. This is commonplace, ladies and gentlemen, and many of the Hollywood actors that you see go on the screen. What you don't know is they bring a witch, they do a big seance right there on the set, and then they worship devils and allow devils to come into them before they take part in what they're going to act. It's a fact, I'm telling you.
Oh, yeah, it's true. I was in one movie, and we did that.
Where is he saying this? Like in a big
in his
preacher
church.
thingy?
Yeah. This is, in his preacher thingy.
Church.
You know, it's like working with a child who's not quite sure where she is.
I know where I am.
That's your sign off today, by the way.
I know where I isolate that. I know where I am.
Right here.
Spirit cooking, they call it. Spirit cooking. And they use the blood of children in recipes.
It's a
and
fact.
worse.
It's a fact.
Oh, he does say, speaking of the Bible, this is a report from Pathos. I think they added this. It's a fact, says the guy who thinks the Bible is true.
Yeah.
Boner candidate number 2, Hollywood drinks the blood of children. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3, Granny, you're fired.
Mr. Spielberg, we can't have you on the set until the witch is finished with the ceremony. Please.
Is my blood ready?
I'll be in my trailer.
Is Mr. Spielberg's blood ready?
I'll be in my trailer eating children. All right. Boner candidate number 3 coming up after this here. Big boy news and innuendo brought to you by
Alpine Plastic Surgery, specializing in sculpting your body to achieve the goals you have above and beyond what diet and exercise provide. Visit alpineplasticsurgery.com and schedule a free consultation today.
To show you how easy it is for someone to misspeak, as President Trump often does, I also made the same mistake he did in the earlier newscast when I mentioned the president of Puerto Rico.
Oh.
There is no president of
He's
Puerto
the
Rico.
president of
Donald
Puerto-
Trump is
yeah.
the president of Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico has a governor.
Yes.
But I said president. It's easy to trip over your own tongue and misspeak from
Yeah,
time
but
to
you're
time.
not the president.
And I also don't do it constantly.
And you never said, I met the president of Puerto Rico.
No, I think if I'd met him, I would have said the governor. Carrie, this is kind of a story for you and for me. A black market for Spam.
I read that story, and I don't know if I believe it.
Is it
but
hard to get Spam?
In Hawaii, is forcing retailers to store the canned meat product behind lock and key to stop a ring of thefts. The rash of heists of the mystery meat, there's no mystery about it, it's delicious. A processed blend of pork, known for its incredibly long shelf life, has prompted some proprietors to treat it like a pricey luxury item, putting the cans behind plastic cases to stop shoplifters from looking to flip the island staple for quick cash. This is according to the Washington Post. I clicked on the Washington Post link, and yeah, it's there. Tina Yamaki, president of the Retail Merchants of Hawaii, told the newspaper that the thieves aren't likely hungry for the $2.50 a can meat, but are probably targeting the popular Hormel product to sell it on the Spam black market in Hawaii. We hear a lot of rumors where it's going. We've heard that they work through middlemen. We've heard that they're selling it from the back of their cars. We've heard all kinds of rumors.
I don't believe this.
Why?
I read
There's
the story.
no
and
shortage of Spam. Why would there be a shortage of Spam?
Because they're not manufacturing enough? I don't know.
I'm
There could
telling
be-
you, if Spam can sell more Spam, they'll make more Spam.
Well, there's a temporary
not.
there's a temporary shortage of Spam in Hawaii.
It's not someone going, well, I wish we could do something.
Who's
about
our
this."
friend of the program at the telescope in Hawaii?
Call him.
Give him a call.
Get a hold of him.
Let's give him a call and see if he's hearing of a shortage of Spam in Hawaii. I was kind of not sure about this story.
I think it's probably absolutely true. All right, let's move on to this story. We talked about this story when it first happened, and now there's been a sentence in the case. Freeman A. Yoder is his name. He's from Nephi, and he was charged last year in 4th District Court with 1 count of aggravated cruelty to an animal. On Thursday, Mr. Freeman A. Yoder pleaded guilty to disorderly conduct. Not to aggravated animal cruelty. I guess they did a plea deal. Mr. Yoder was a horse trainer at the Young Living Lavender Farm in Mona. And if you remember the story, he tied a draft horse to a truck with a chain and then drove faster and faster till the animal fell. And then he proceeded to drag the horse on the ground by its head and neck. And there were people at the Young Living Lavender Farm on tour there or something who saw this happen and were understandably horrified. Mr. Yoder stopped the truck, got the horse back on its feet, then allegedly drove some more. The horse hit again. The horse fell again, hit its head on the truck.
Okay, all
a
right,
third time it happened. Mr. Yoder eventually stopped and tried to force the animal to stand up, but it couldn't stand up. Now I'm trying to see here if it says the horse did not make it through that, but Mr. Yoder's defense attorneys filed a motion to dismiss the case, claiming training activities meant to be exceptions to the animal cruelty statute. So he said, I was training that horse, and this is a training method.
One I've never heard
I
of.
failed to see training him to die.
The horse did not die. A veterinarian treated the horse and observed it had difficulty moving its head and neck from side to side and so forth, but that eventually the horse did recover. So anyway, he got off, essentially. Now, the whole Harvey Weinstein thing, Lupita Nyong'o has come out.
Oh, really?
And said, yeah, she had horrible encounters with Harvey Weinstein.
Now I see the list of people who haven't had horrible.
So
are there any?
So I've said a lot, and I'll say it again. It's brave of women to come forward. Women should come forward.
Mm-hmm.
Where are the men coming forward? Where are they? You can't tell me, George Clooney, that you didn't know about it. You can say, oh, well, maybe he knew about it. Everybody did. It was that widespread.
Well, even Quentin Tarantino
Well,
yesterday.
finally, Quentin Tarantino, he's the first one who has spoken up openly about this. That's where I was going with this story. He very closely tied to Harvey Weinstein. He's known him for decades.
All of his movies, pretty much.
And he said, I knew enough to do more than I did.
Now, this isn't his first comment on it. His first comment was more vague than that.
Well, he said, I need to, you know, I'm not going to say anything now because anything I say will come out wrong. I need to, you know,
gather my thoughts.
I need to gather my thoughts.
I wish I had taken responsibility for what I heard. If I had done the work I should have done then, I would have had to not work for him. Allegations of sexual harassment and assault by Weinstein been disclosed this month by the New York Times and the New Yorker. Mr. Tarantino said in the interview on Wednesday that he had heard about Mr. Weinstein's behavior long before those articles. His own former girlfriend, Mira Savino, told him about unwelcome advances, unwelcome touching. Another actress told him a similarly upsetting story. He also knew that the actress Rose McGowan had reached a settlement with Harvey Weinstein, and then part of that settlement, she was supposed to keep her mouth shut. But Tarantino said he failed to consider whether the women he knew were part of a larger pattern of abuse. Though he continued to hear alarming stories over the years, he said, I greatly regret my decision to not say anything. I feel horrible about this, and he's the only one so far being honest about it.
Kevin Smith, whose his early projects were financed by Harvey, said that he is now going to be giving the money that he gets from those projects. He's going to be donating them to women's causes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Somebody says, just got back from Oahu. There's Spam everywhere, Bill. Any flavor you can imagine.
I don't.
Dozens in every store. Teriyaki, salmon.
So go ahead, believe the cover-up, Gina. Believe the cover-up like you always do. As long as it conforms to your way of thinking.
I just don't want you putting out this fake news about there being a spam shortage.
Spam shortage, fake news. It's fake news. We've got a new member of the DABC here in Utah, the liquor board.
And she drinks occasionally.
She
I was going to say, what's the name of the lucky elder that we have in charge?
Listen, Carrie, she drinks coffee. She drinks water. And occasionally alcohol.
What other job description do you get? And what beverages do you drink? What other job other than being DABC person?
Sommelier.
This one? Did they ask you that?
Oh,
Dylan? Okay.
It's not part of her job description, Gina.
But people want to know.
People want to know, yeah. Mandalay Bay says that they will not rent out the suite ever again, they say, where the shooter worked, the suite where Stephen Paddock was holed up during the Las Vegas massacre. They say it will be shuttered indefinitely as hotel employees work to preserve evidence related to the shooting. They say, we have no plans to rent it. There's also some controversy over that security guard who went on the Ellen show to discuss the shooting, and that was the first interview he gave about it. There are now charges that Mandalay Bay and the people behind Mandalay Bay pretty much negotiated that and said, we don't want him going in front of any hard news people. We want him talking to Ellen because she won't ask him hard questions about the timeline. And they're worried about lawsuits.
All right. Weather, traffic?
Weather, nice today, but we are going to probably get some rain later, and it will be colder. So we'll top out at about 65 around noon, and then it'll get cooler as the afternoon and evening go on with a chance of showers. Brought to you by Snowbird, hosting its annual Customer Appreciation Days. Saturday and Sunday, receive complimentary aerial tram ride with a 3-can donation to the Utah Food Bank or a $6 donation to Wasatch Adaptive Sports. Details at snowbird.com. Traffic, let me refresh quickly. There has not been much going on because y'all went to Disneyland for the weekend.
Deer hunt.
So if you see something, though, you can text it to us, 33986. Brought to you by The Ruin in Sugar House, a modern bar open daily from 4 p.m. to 2 a.m. featuring weekly bingo, DJs, and live music. Located on Wilmington Avenue, Ruin work is the curse of the drinking class.
Before you get to Boner Canada number 3, man, this just in. Tina Yamaki, president of the Retail Merchants of Hawaii, has agreed to give an interview about the spam shortage on Ellen. So I think there's obviously a cover-up.
Okay.
There is obviously a cover-up going on.
All right.
Here's Boner Canada number 3. Granny, you're fired. Okay, octogenarian, 80 years or something old, right? Yeah, 84. Frankie Ruffino. She worked at a Walmart in Texas. And she worked there for 10 years, since she was a young woman of 74. She found $1 on the floor of the Walmart.
Okay.
$1 bill. And she picked it up and put it on her walker before she
The story gets sadder and sadder.
and put it on her walker before she went home. The next day, the manager of the Walmart said, "We need to see you in the office."
No.
Did you find some money yesterday?
$1.
I said, "Yeah, I picked up $1. Here, it's right here," she said.
It's right here on my walker.
The following day, she was fired.
No.
How am I going to push my walker and walk myself outside? I needed this job to take care of myself. She has worked for 70 years. She relies on her Walmart job to pay for her medication and the oxygen tanks she requires.
She needs money for oxygen.
She also claimed that in her nearly 10 years of service to Walmart, she has kept a spotless record. I was a greeter, and that's what I wanted to be. I gave it my all. I greeted people with every ounce of strength I had.
I want to talk to this manager. Tell me how you could fire this woman. How did you do that?
It is technically theft, Gina. She should have turned that money into the manager. I think it's going to be revealed
he planted it.
I think it's also going to be revealed that she was stealing spam
No.
and stockpiling it. No. Boner candidate number 3. Granny, you are fired.
That's terrible. Let's review the first two and vote.
Boner candidate number 1. Don't like that dark skin? Nivea is for you. The Nivea cream and lotion company, I believe they're based in Germany, it said in the story. They are facing a backlash for a racist ad saying if you use this Nivea cream, and it's an ad in African countries, if you use this Nivea cream, it will lighten your dark skin. Boner candidate number 2, Hollywood drinks the blood of children. A pastor who once prayed for Donald Trump and with Donald Trump in the room, put his hands on Donald Trump, prayed for his safety, now says Hollywood drinks the blood of sacrificed children. It's a fact. And Boner candidate number 3, Granny, you're fired.
All right, there you go. Time to vote for round 1 of your boner voting. One of these 3, you need to decide which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. Which one of these 3 is a contender? 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number. Put it in the message of a text, that candidate number. Text that to 33986. It's easy. Or you can call 877-602-9696. Use your voice to vote. Or go to x96.com and vote online. Look for the box. This is round 1, October 20. And vote there. If you don't see that box, refresh. I'm told it will appear, because that's how it works. You got 4.5 minutes is all to get your vote in for round 1. Here we go. Round 1 boner voting.
Keep the radio on. A 1-hour nonstop music wingding starts at 10. X96.
At Diamonds Direct, we're warming our new home in the valley with a...
It is the 23rd century. Humans have left the lowly confines of planet Earth and have sought their destiny among the stars. While many things have changed, one constant remains: the need for young men to venture forth and do the work of the Lord. This is the tale of 2 such men who at the age of 19 have answered the call of their general authorities and are embarking on a 2-year mission to spread the gospel throughout the galaxy. This is the story of Space Elders! Today, we find our elders tracting on the ice planet Hawk. Oh, man, it's cold out here. Why is it so cold?
It's an ice planet, Lehigh. What do you expect?
Oh, I'm sure glad my mom sent me these mittens.
And Zone Leader Hansen has sent us to some pretty dismal places before, but this has got to be the worst. Well, I hope that this Wampa fella lets us in and offers us some piping hot postum.
You know, these tauntaun thingies smell funny, and they're just not very comfortable to ride. I wish our hyperbikes hadn't frozen up. Let's see. Third cave on the left, just past the second snow drift. Yep, this must be it. Hello? Hello, Mr. Wampa?
I don't suppose his first name is Willie, do you? See, Willie Wampa. What? Wait a sec. Hello, anybody home? Hey, pal, that's my ride home you're having for lunch.
You must be Mr. Wampa. Hi, I'm Elder Christiansen, and this is my companion, Elder Jensen.
Hi.
We represent the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
You know, the Mormons.
Look out, Butch! Oh, man, he knocked you down. That's gonna leave a mark. Excuse me, Mr. Wampa, all we want is just a couple minutes of your time. Oh!
Oh, man. Where am I? Oh, heck. Hey, Lehigh, wake up.
Oh.
Wake up.
Oh, what in the flip?
This is just great. Here we are, hanging upside down, stuck to the roof of a Wampa cave, our feet frozen in what appears to be Wampa spit, while my ride home gets eaten by Mr. Wampa out there.
Yuck, I don't think this Wampa spit's ever gonna come off my wingtips. Hey, there's somebody stuck to the ceiling behind you.
Huh? Hey, it's that farm boy from Tatooine. Hey, Luke! Luke, wake up!
Huh? Ben?
No, not Ben, it's me, Butch. I don't suppose you got a plan to get us out of here, do you?
If I could just reach for my lightsaber. There. So much for the element of surprise.
Hey, look, your dad, Darth Vader, cut off Lehigh's arm with one of those things. Cut him some slack.
Will Butch and Lehigh ever escape from Wampa Cave? Will Luke cut Lehigh's arm off just for the fun of it? Will our elders ever get the Wampa spit off of their wingtips? Tune in next time to hear Lehigh say... Oh, thanks, Luke. For a minute there, I figured we was Wampa Chow.
Luke.
Ben?
Luke.
Ben, is that you?
You will go to the Dagobah system.
Mr. Kenobi? Dagobah? I've never even heard of it.
It's a swamp planet. You're not missing much.
You must seek out Yoda and continue your training.
But I've already been to the MTC. Ben? Yoda? Dagobah?
Mr. Kenobi, are you sure? I mean, we've already been to Dagobah.
Hold on. I've got some problems here. Luke, you go to Dagobah and seek Yoda. Butch, Lehigh, you go thaw out your hyperbikes and continue tracting. I should have gotten Jedi call waiting.
On the next bone-chilling episode of Space Elder!
That feature that we invented where you call in.
Your chance to talk about anything you want.
877-602-9696 is the phone number.
Hello, yeah, what?
But first, we got to award round one of your boner voting.
And round one of the boner voting is brought to you in part by, it was taco night. I made some
Was
tacos.
it tostada night? Because usually
No.
taco night in your house is tostada night.
Flat taco night.
Yeah, it's, no, I actually, I tried a new kind of taco delivery system, filling delivery system.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of the tostada, which I usually buy, they're already fried and crispy, and I just pile stuff on them and then they break apart. I tried some uncooked corn tortillas that you can buy, and then you put them on the griddle, and they...
I like to fry them myself.
I didn't care for them as much, so...
You should fry them. Frying's always better.
yeah.
Everything fried is better.
And also brought to you by...
Join your friends for Saturday brunch at Gracie's. Enjoy a Tiger Mary, creme brulee French toast, poutine and eggs, or a crab cake Benedict. Adults only. Like Gracie's on Facebook for updates.
So we had boner candidate number 1. Don't like that dark skin? Nivea is for you. The Nivea cream company, cold cream lotion, marketing in African countries that one of their face creams will make your dark skin lighter. Boner candidate number 2, Hollywood drinks the blood of children. It's a fact. Pastor who once was at the White House and praying over Donald Trump says to his parishioners, Hollywood drinks the blood of sacrificed children. They practice cannibalism and pedophilia. It's everywhere. And boner candidate number 3, Granny, you're fired. Walmart firing a grandmother for taking the dollar that she found on the floor. Alex won the Gracie's gift card and an overwhelming number of votes for boner candidate number 3.
Good.
Wow.
Granny, you are fired.
I didn't think it'd be such a decisive win.
It's $1.
So I thought all 3 were pretty good.
She's a thief, Gina.
How's she going to pay for her oxygen tank?
And then just quickly going back to the spam shortage, I discovered why there is a spam shortage in Hawaii.
All right.
It's not the first time. It happens fairly regularly. Hawaiians are so spam crazy, and by the way, be calling the show now.
Oh, yes.
877-602-9696. Hawaiians are so spam crazy, they have the tendency to hoard it. And there's actually most
They're
stores.
spam hoarders?
Yes, and most stores have signs up that say, limit 5 cans per person.
And I bet those Mormon Hawaiians are hoarding more in their
in their food stores.
stores.
And Filipinos who live in Hawaii buy cases and cases of it and hoard it, and then send it back home to the Philippines.
Well, why can't Hormel get off their collective asses?
They do.
Because I would say if they can sell more spam, they will
Because I'm
produce
telling you
more
right now, I
spam.
could go to the grocery store by my house and there is dust on the spam.
This ain't Hawaii.
Well, that's what I'm saying is you take it from there and send it to Hawaii.
Hormel says we up our production all the time. We cannot keep up with the demand.
Not being able to keep up with the demand brought to you by Haster Games. They have the best selection of the latest board games, Magic the Gathering, Dungeons and Dragons, and more. It's a great place to stay and play. Remember, Haster has it 6831 South State, online at hastergames.com.
Now, Richie, why did you come running in here? Do you want to be on Hello, Yeah, What? Nobody's answering the phone.
Hello, yeah, what?
Oh, there we go.
She's answering the phone.
Okay.
Oh, I just wanted to listen because of the first phone call. I had to turn the phone off, or the sound off in the producer's booth. It'll make sense when you take the first phone call.
Hello, yeah, what?
The first phone call is line.
Well, it's of course, our feature where we talk to you about anything.
Mm-hmm.
We invented this feature a long time ago, and people have ripped us off left and right. There's a whole format based on it. Talk radio.
Yeah. It was our invention.
Not a penny.
No.
Not a penny are we seeing.
Limbaugh.
Hello, yeah, what?
Let's start with Tim. Hello, Tim.
Tim?
Lords and lady, hello. This is your former intern, Hollywood Tim.
Ah.
So
Hi,
I'm-
Hollywood Tim.
Hi, Hollywood Tim.
Well, I know this is a call-in feature, so I'm calling from the other room right now, looking in on the three of you.
Oh, hi.
Looking
There he
for
is.
radiance this morning.
There he is.
Oh, hi, Tim. You can see him through he's in the producer's booth.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what
This is
I
a
can't-
call-in feature. Hello, yeah.
I
What?
can't look at you while you're talking, Tim, because there's a delay and it's weird.
So what do you want?
So I came in and brought you guys some donuts this morning to tell you guys thank you for letting me work with you guys over these many years as I get ready to move back to Los Angeles to pursue a writing career out there.
Oh.
Well, good luck, Tim. I thanks for bringing the donuts. I didn't have any because I'm trying to not be good. And I'm trying to be good, but the smell of donuts in this room is almost overwhelming.
I'm just glad he brought Banbury Cross
Yeah.
donuts and not some of those
Other
chain
kind.
donuts.
I
Other
learned my lesson
kind.
over the years. I knew what kind of donuts were appropriate.
Well, thanks, Tim. Good luck in Hollywood.
Absolutely.
If you're successful, we
you.
take credit. If you're not, we had nothing to do with it.
If you're successful, I may call you for looking for work.
All right, sounds good. I'll
right.
keep that in mind.
We'll see you. Bye-bye. Jennifer. Hello, Jennifer. Welcome to...
Hello, yeah, what?
Hi.
Good morning, lords and ladies.
Good morning.
I am seeking some advice right now.
Okay.
All right.
I just moved into an apartment last Saturday,
Mm-hmm.
and when I first walked in, it was just fine. But then throughout the day, as I was unpacking, it smelled like cigarette smoke really bad.
That's hard to get rid of that.
So is there no, it's coming from another apartment, right?
That's exactly what I thought, because people, it's a non-smoking property,
Okay,
obviously.
I was going to ask.
And people will go out on their balcony and smoke, but I've
Yeah.
never been able to smell it before.
Yeah.
So it's obviously coming from somebody else's apartment.
Yeah, and I don't know what to tell you. You called the building management, huh?
I sure did. I
Yeah.
sure did. And they said that there's not much that they can do, that they will send out a notice to the surrounding apartments to remind them that it's non-smoking.
But you're saying you're stuck there now?
I'm stuck there now,
How,
and I don't know.
How
I
long?
don't know what else to do because the management's not doing anything.
How long is your lease?
It's a year.
I mean, if it's that bad, I think you could get out of your lease saying this is supposed to be a
health issue, maybe.
It's supposed to be non-smoking, and clearly people are smoking here, and I can't stay. I bet you can get. If it's that bad, I bet you can.
Say it's you have health issues that you cannot be around cigarette smoke, and it's coming into the apartment, and you've got to leave. And where do you live in? What county do you live in?
In Midvale.
Midvale County, huh? Wow. Yeah, I would suggest moving to BYU-approved housing in Utah.
I mean, you
County.
joke, but
No, I had a similar situation. I had this upstairs. It was just 2 levels. I had this upstairs apartment that I lived in on 5th East, and I lived there for about 3 years. And then, well, this was 6 months before I moved out because I had to. A new family moved in downstairs, and they love to grill meat. Inside. And they liked it really well done. They like to burn their steaks.
All the time.
It just was coming up and coming up, and my building manager would do nothing about it, absolutely nothing. And I realized I just got to move.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I know that's a pain, but I think
There may be ways there. I don't know who you appeal to. There may be a housing authority in your city or in Salt Lake County that you could appeal to just to say, if they give you any trouble about getting out of the lease. But that's what I would suggest. Get out of the lease and move.
Yeah, if somebody who is smarter than us is listening and has advice on this, let us know and we'll pass it along.
Yeah, and the next place you move, be a little more. I know it's not your fault, but be a little more. You investigate things a little bit more.
I like, before I move into like an apartment situation, I like to go there and spend an hour at different times of the day and just see what you're in for.
Yeah. All right.
Sounds great. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. This feature will continue.
Hello, yeah, what?
If you insist, after these.
I'm sorry, I was just going to say there's a line open.
Yes, 877-602-9696. We'll get to your calls coming up.
I do have some traffic.
Oh, you do?
I do.
For a change.
Friend of the program sent it in, 33986. I'll give you some traffic. The car ahead of me has a coexist bumper sticker directly above a Confederate flag bumper sticker. What?
Whoa.
That's a divided family there.
Whoa.
That's a
Or
divided
no,
family.
they're saying, why can't you coexist with us, is what they're saying there. That's traffic.
Or it's a divided family.
That's traffic brought to you by Snowbird. It's the Chili Bird Showdown. Chili tastings, family-friendly activities, live music, and more. Go to snowbird.com for details.
We'll continue Hello, Yeah, What after these. But first, ranlife.com.
If somebody you know...
Lionel Elgin, our friend.
Baseball announcer.
Baseball announcer extraordinaire.
I've had people asking me about Lionel. What's happened
Well,
to him?
the season started again, and he got another job. He announces baseball on radio stations, and
He keeps getting jobs because he's really good at it.
he is excellent at it. He's very colorful. He loves the players, is the thing. He really, really, really loves baseball players. Really.
Yeah.
A lot.
You'll see what we mean.
This is the latest tape he sent me. He got fired again. And this is what happened. This is the last one that he was at. Here you go. You tell me if he deserved firing or not. I don't know.
So we're set to go here in the third. And what a beautiful day for baseball it is. Like a day in the park, folks. The athletes like cuddly little pets, frolicking, running, jumping, chasing, and retrieving balls. Furry, fuzzy fellas. So here comes Davis now, 0 for 1 today, flying out to right in the first. Notice the way Davis likes to sway back and forth, foot to foot at the plate. First offering from Lee, fastball strike in the outside corner, 0-1. And as Davis teeter-totters back and forth, one can't help but notice the up and down motion of each cheek of his finely toned hind end, like two pistons in a perfectly timed machine, lubed with oils and perspiration for maximum viscosity. Lee set now, kicks and fires, breaking ball low, 1-1. They call it the show, folks, and no wonder. Davis very muscular. Also, one of the unfortunate individuals involved in the steroid controversy, being questioned by league officials. Of course, Davis denies it. The 1-1 pitch, just inside ball 2. I don't personally know much about steroids. I know in most cases they're taken via hypodermic needle. And I'm of the opinion, folks, that if a player wants to stick something in his hind end or have a fellow teammate poke him in the rear, so be it. Who are we to judge? If it helps the game, bend me over and stick it in.
And so then that's when they went to commercial at that point, and
they fired him.
Then they fired him.
He doesn't get it.
Now, was it his comments about steroids? Is that what the problem
That
was?
must be it.
Yeah.
You know what
He sounds pro-steroid. And
You know what the problem is that he needs a color man.
He does. He needs someone in there with him.
He's doing it all by himself.
He needs to do the play-by-play. He needs somebody to do the color.
I think he's capable of doing. Well, he does both. I think perfectly.
Yeah, he does both, but he needs to.
I'm going to continue to send these to Larry Miller, and hopefully we can get him hired for the Bees. Because
you just like him in town.
Yeah, I think he's an excellent. He's an excellent announcer.
I think we got enough of his kind in this town.
came from working in a spider-infested, dusty old studio with substandard equipment in Ogden. Now, Carrie, Bill, and Gina have a big, fancy studio in beautiful downtown Salt Lake. And they still find things to bitch about. X96.
All right. There's a rumor that your friend Nick Ramondo's swinging by.
Yes.
He might.
Who?
You know my good friend Nick Ramondo?
He plays the football.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, the goalie.
Yeah, I know
goalie,
who that
right?
is. Yeah.
He's a
Goalkeeper.
goalkeeper.
Tender.
Tender.
You know,
Goaltender.
the record setting,
Yes.
record holding.
Mm-hmm.
He does the football.
He does.
All right.
Hello, yeah, what?
Hello, yeah, what? Brought to you by Lucky's Auto Credit, where $77 and a job gets you a car. 2 locations, Salt Lake City and Ogden. For program details or to apply online, visit luckysautocredit.com.
Okay, we've had people weighing in on the smoking adjacent apartment call that we got earlier.
Hope she's still listening.
We've gotten people weighing in saying under Utah, cigarette smoke that comes into your apartment from neighboring unit is legally considered a public nuisance, and you can sue for damages. And there is a code, and if you go into our chat room, it's there.
Okay.
There is a code that you can refer to. All right, so you can do something about it. You don't have to take there's nothing we can do. Let's continue our very popular feature.
Hello, yeah, what?
Oh, it is?
Well, it's more popular than the check-ins.
Well, yeah.
Gary.
It's the second least popular
Yeah.
feature.
Gary.
Hello,
Gary.
yeah, what?
Go ahead.
A habit that my girlfriend says is really gross, but I don't think it is, so I was wondering what your thoughts were.
Okay, what is this habit that you have?
We'll be like sitting on the couch or something, and I got a long beard, so I'll be sitting there rubbing my fingers through it, and sometimes a single stray hair will come out,
Mm-hmm.
and so we'll be sitting and watch TV, and I'll take that hair and kind of floss my teeth with it a little bit and kind of play with it.
I knew a girl who did that with her. I've seen women do that with their hair.
No.
Why is it gross? I'm not homeless, I'm showering all out, I'm clean, so why is that so gross?
Well, here, let me put it this way. I don't care if you do that, but if it grosses out your girlfriend, you can either be a dick and continue to gross her out with it because you think it's funny, or you can say, honey, I'm sorry, I won't do it anymore.
Yeah, I'll just do it when she's not around.
Yeah, do that.
If anything, it's good hygiene because you're kind of flossing with it.
Sure, it's fine. That's fine with me.
I guess if you want to do that
whatever.
when you're alone, if
Just-
for some reason you...
Just do it by yourself. Well, he wants to save money. Floss is expensive, Gina. You can run into some money there. So, just do it. Just don't do it around her, and you're fine. Don't do it around.
She's sitting here laughing at me. So
I mean, there are things that you don't do around certain people.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember I tried not to swear in front of my aunt. Things like that.
I do that. I do
So
that. That's
this
what I
is
do.
the same thing.
Flossing
It's-
with beard hair.
Yes.
Gary, one other thing. Don't do it around Gina.
Yeah.
No.
And I don't want to see it either.
I don't care.
Don't you have... Floss is not expensive.
Floss is not expensive.
It can
Don't
add
you
up. It
get
adds up.
free from your dentist every time you go there?
It can add up to dollars.
Do you go up to the dentist, Gary?
Yeah.
Gary?
yeah, I go to the dentist. Yeah.
Does he give you free floss?
I didn't have any thought to ask about it since I got my own supply. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, listen, I'd suggest switching dentists. Go to Brighton Family Dental. All right, see you.
We'll
Gary.
see you,
All
Gary.
right. Thanks for the input, guys.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Matt. Hello, Matt.
Hey, Matt.
It's
Hello, how are you all today?
We're fine. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Good. So yeah, I moved down to the Orem area a few months ago, and I discovered this cookie place that is incredible, and they have a location in Salt Lake, and I wanted to refer you all to it.
All right.
What is it?
It's called Chip Cookie.
Chip Cookie?
Okay.
Yes.
Where is
they
it?
only do delivery during the night, like from 8 until 2 in the morning.
So-
But the cookies are incredible.
Let me ask you this. How many stoners are there in Orem, really?
Yeah, I think you're doing better up here.
Well, I mean, it is Mormon territory, so.
So, well, that's true. If you're not doing drugs, you're eating a lot of chocolate chip cookies. So, but they only do delivery. Is that right?
Yeah. Well, no, they do delivery, and they also
Oh.
do in-store pickup. So you can
Okay.
go
That
to
makes
their
more
location and get cookies.
Okay, I got you. And it is called. Where is it located in Salt Lake? Do you know?
I have the address on my phone. It is 2180 South, 300 West.
All right. Chip Cookie.
Okay.
Oh, you know where that is? That's
Yeah.
in that strip mall over there where Zerkers and all of those.
Well, my wife is familiar with
Of
them.
course
and
she is.
She
She-
checked
yeah.
into it, and they don't deliver to our house.
Oh, she looked. She tried.
Looked into it.
Thanks, Matt.
Yeah, no problem.
I wonder how much of a financial interest Matt has in Chip Cookie.
I wonder.
Yeah.
Hello, yeah, what?
This is Travis. Hello, Travis.
Hello, yeah, what?
Hey, what's up?
Hey.
Hey, Travis.
Hey, so I was wondering, why is it okay to sell bronzer to make white people darker, but it's not okay to sell a cream that makes black people lighter?
Well, you are presuming that something is wrong with black skin. Yeah. You are indicating
No.
that something is wrong with the black skin.
No. I have no problem with the black skin.
I'm not saying you.
I'm saying if they wanted to be light,
meaning
why is that a
if they,
problem?
If they want to have lighter skin.
Why is it?
Okay, again, so the thought is that the company and people who do things like that are making them ashamed of the fact that their skin is of a very dark hue. They're ashamed of that, and there's no reason to be ashamed of that. And just the same reason, I mean, really, there's no reason to be ashamed of being pasty white, right, Gary?
I stopped caring.
Yeah, I did too. I don't care.
His point is, why don't people get upset about that? About why isn't there outrage that there's bronzer for white skin?
Well, we stopped doing suntan contests a long time ago. Remember that?
Because it was pretty. I mean.
It's a valid argument.
It's a valid argument.
I mean, you're making me think about it a little bit here, and I congratulate you for that. I think maybe that.
I think we should all be a brown.
We should be but we're not.
I'd love it if it were
but you mean naturally?
Yeah.
Naturally, we should all be doing it until we're the same color.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think everybody is just a little too sensitive.
Let me say this: the people who are most upset about it are people who have dark skin. So that should tell you something right there.
Like they're saying that we're too dark.
That should tell you this is we don't like this. This is upsetting to us, and therefore I would agree with them. If there were a number of people saying, it is just shocking how people. Well, they do. I mean, to people who go into tanning beds anymore, I think they're fools. But so I think
causing cancer.
Yeah, but I think that's the main reason. No, but the main reason is people from those communities where that product is sold, who have dark skin, are saying, "This is wrong. You shouldn't be trying to shame us because we have dark skin." Okay. Does that make sense?
And someone in the chat room is saying, I
guess
Asian
but
countries they
I
sell
don't know.
skin lighteners too.
Right. And there's controversy about that as well. Skin lightening products, that's always controversial.
So skin lightening is bad, but skin darkening.
But again, I'm saying,
Doug, you're white splaining, okay?
Yeah, but again, I'm just saying, if other people who live in those communities feel that it is offensive, then we have to go with that and say, okay, it's offensive.
Yeah, Doug, you're white splaining.
Apparently people don't think bronzing
I don't think
is
people with
offensive.
white skin are upset when
No.
people use bronzer.
No.
That's the point.
Yeah, that's the
That
point.
community is upset about.
Do you understand that
white
part of it?
community not upset about bronzer. Black community.
Well,
upset.
and someone encapsulates it pretty well. Historically, black people have been set back and shamed because of being dark-skinned. We need to make it clear that that's not the case anymore. See?
Okay.
That's
okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
See ya.
Go have a cookie.
Yeah.
I didn't get any indication there that he wanted a cookie.
Everybody should have a cookie.
He probably doesn't know how bad he wants a cookie.
All
or
right.
needs it.
Ian.
Hello, yeah, what?
Quickly.
What's up?
Good morning, lords and ladies.
Hi.
So tonight at Club 50 West, right there on the first floor, we are doing a shadow cast of Repo the Genetic Opera.
Okay. I'm not familiar. What is Repo the Genetic Opera?
Yes.
What?
Well, tell us
shows.
tell us how to attend and all of that, because we don't have time.
All right.
Really.
All right, we have 2 shows. First show is an all-ages show. Starts at 7:30. Tickets are $10 at the door. Second show is at 10:30, and it's 21 and over. Tickets are still $10 at the door. Come have some fun, watch a show, and enjoy some fun time.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. That is all the time we have for.
Hello, yeah, what?
All right.
I just Googled Repo the Genetic Opera, and it popped right up the first thing.
Oh yeah, it's a known thing.
Yeah.
It's a cult thing, but it is a known thing.
Oh.
All right, we will take a break. We'll be back with your. Do you have traffic, Gina? Before
I do. And my good friend Nick Romondo's here. Somebody go let him in.
Oh, okay. So Nick Raimondo will be part of the news coming up after these.
Yeah, traffic's good, so I'm just going to read a sponsor. Everybody's at Disneyland for you.
Oh, so nothing?
Strong Volkswagen of Salt Lake City. You get 100% lifetime powertrain coverage. Your factory powertrain warranty becomes a lifetime warranty online at strongvw.com.
All right, here are boners round 2 coming up. Boner candidate number 1. We are giving student nurses a solid foundation. Boner candidate number 2. Hero? Not a hero. And boner candidate number 3. Those aren't mine. I don't know how they got there.
All right, so we'll get to round 2, your boner voting after these. Fall. A fall beverage, apple beer, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Apple beer, Utah's original gourmet soda, made right here in Utah, family owned for over 50 years. And don't be confused. Apple beer, the original Utah product, is absolutely alcohol-free.
Let's just think of it like root beer.
It's all natural.
Think of it like root beer or ginger beer. Or it's my kids love it.
Yeah. So if you are not a drinking person, this is perfect for tailgating or watching parties or watching your favorite NFL or college teams. Apple beer, a great way to mix it up, and it will make your tailgating a hit. Grab some for the Halloween parties this weekend.
Oh, that's perfect.
7-time best of state for best drink in Utah. There's the original classic Sicilian apple flavor, which is dry, crisp, clean, not too sweet, and Apple Beer 5, which has a Granny Smith apple flavor, and it is sugar-free, only 5 calories.
That's a good one.
So it's delicious. It's apple beer. You can get it at your local grocery and or convenience stores. And if for some reason they don't have apple beer, demand it. Apple beer.
All right, so it all comes down to this for Real Salt Lake. Taking on their heated...
Your trainer isn't coming in today, is he?
Yeah.
Gina?
Yeah.
Zach?
I guess.
Oh, because I'm worried.
Why?
I lost his pen. I lost the pen.
You
he
had
gave
it
me.
yesterday.
Already?
Yes.
You
and I lost it between. See, you see what I mean?
You just had it
I said I
yesterday.
lost his pen, and did you hear
It was right there.
Did you hear the note of attack in her voice? Well, you had it yesterday.
I saw you with it. We talked about your pen yesterday.
And I lost it after that.
So it was in here, and then where did you go?
Let's retrace your steps, Bill.
Let's not.
What'd you do right after the show yesterday?
I know the last time I saw my pen.
Where was it?
At the when I was at the grocery store.
I thought
what?
I thought it was a work pen. You take it from
A
here
work
to your
pen?
desk.
What's a work pen?
I don't
Pen
know.
you leave at work.
With your work papers.
I'm just nervous.
Carry your same pen around with you all day. You got a pen in your car.
I carry
you
it
got a
right here,
pen.
and it's gone.
Work pen?
But I'm just.
So you always have a pen at work.
Gina, what would you
You take it
possibly do
home.
with a work pen?
No.
Why do you don't need a pen at work? You don't need a pen at work. It's a pen she's had since she was a child. It's never run out of ink.
So
You have pens at home. You have a pen in your car. You have a pen at work. You don't carry the same pen everywhere.
I like that pen.
yeah.
Not enough to keep track of it.
Now, what happens if you take your pen from work home? Does it become a home pen, or is it still designated work pen and you better get it back?
No, because that's traveling twice. It might not
What?
make it back. That's a home pen now.
It's
You
a
gotta
home
get
pen
new pen
now.
at work.
How you doing, home pen? How you doing, home pen?
I'd like to use this pen. Unfortunately, it's my home pen.
Ed Brass
my
is
home pen.
Ed Brass
Hold on,
is-
let me give you the number. Oh, I only have my home pen here.
Ed Brass has a theory as to where your pen is. He says that it's probably sticking out of the guy's eye socket from the Zappa concert last night.
Yeah. Could be. Well, I just don't want Zach to find out that I lost the pen he gave me.
Well, he knows now.
He's a pen lover like you are.
Yeah.
Pen lover?
Yo,
We have laws against that
yo,
kind of
pen
thing.
lover.
Watch it. Of your boner voting. These 3 news stories are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior, and you have to decide of these 3 which is the worst. Which of these 3 is the most deserving to go forward, to boner fight, and possibly become boner of the day. If it wins here, 50-50 chance. Going up against the winner of round 1. Boner fight is at 925. 2 candidates now. A third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, you'll vote. One of you lucky random boner voters will receive
tickets to Anime Bonsai, which joined Kerry Jackson there today.
Today, noon to 2, I'll be doing radio from there. But it's all weekend.
It's all weekend. Go to animebonsai.org.
All right, here's boner candidate number 1. We're giving student nurses a solid foundation. I don't know, I think whatever his name was calling in about the Nivea skin cream, the lightening cream, may call in about this one too. Pearson is the world's biggest education company. They make textbooks, instruction books, and so forth. They've come under fire this week for a page in one of its nursing textbooks which features racist stereotypes about minorities.
Oh.
Quote, Hispanics may believe that pain is a form of punishment, and suffering must be endured if they are to enter heaven.
That's in a textbook?
A section of the nursing text reads, quote, blacks often report higher pain intensity than other cultures, another says. The harmful misconceptions can be found on page 161 of the textbook Nursing, A Concept-Based Approach to Learning, Volume 1. It was published in 2014. A representative for Pearson Education, the branch of the British-owned company that released the book, told Bustle, which is a news aggregating website and so forth, that they will be scrapping that page from all future editions and current electronic editions as well. While differences in cultural attitudes toward pain is an important topic in medical programs, the table from this nursing text did not present the information in the appropriate manner, the rep said. We apologize for the offense that this is. Now, no, there are differences of how, in cultures about how they, how they deal with pain and how they think about it and that sort of thing. But just to say, make a blanket statement and say, all blacks feel they say pain feels much worse for them. That's just ridiculous. It's making blanket statements, and that's racist.
You're profiling patients.
Boner candidate number 1, we're giving student nurses a solid foundation. That's a good way to put it, Gina. Good way to put it. Here's boner candidate number 2. Hero? No, not a hero. A military veteran glowingly featured by Fox News earlier this month for his pro-Trump artwork and his record as a war hero admitted yesterday to lying about his military service. John Garofalo was featured in a Brian Lianis report about having served 7 years as a Navy SEAL, receiving 22 commendations, including 2 Purple Hearts, and having been listed twice as missing in action during Vietnam. Mr. Garofalo, who personally carved a presidential seal to gift to President Trump, is a tough man, the Fox reporter said after calling him a hero during an interview. Fox News anchor Eric Swan later remarked, God bless John Garofalo. We certainly hope maybe the president is listening. However, when the Navy Times reached out to Mr. Garofalo on Thursday, saying, well, it's an interesting story you're telling there. And,
surely there are records of these things.
You've made national news here. Let's talk about this a little bit. Mr. Garofalo realized the jig was up, essentially, and said, and I lied.
Did he think no one would look into that? Not even a little military
Fox
service?
certainly didn't look into it.
He had no military service at all? He didn't just embellish what he had?
Well, he didn't. I don't know. That detail is not here, but he says, what I did, I'm ashamed of. I didn't mean to cause so much disgrace to the Navy SEALs. Well, then why did you do it?
No, the story I read was that he was not a Navy SEAL.
Maybe he was a paper pusher somewhere and sort of in the military. But
Fox didn't check.
Fox has issued a statement apologizing for their error. Boner candidate number 2, hero? Not a hero. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. Those aren't mine. I don't know how they got here.
All right. Big boy news and Opinnuendo now brought to you by.
It's truck month at Riverton Chevy. Save 30% off or get 0% financing for 72 months on 2017 Chevy Silverado half tons. Don't miss truck month. Riverton Chevy. Go to rivertonchevy.com.
Now, I've got some news coming up here that we should probably get to, but we also have here in the studio Nick Raimondo from Real Salt Lake. Goaltender or goalkeeper?
Goalkeeper.
Goalkeeper.
Yep.
And not just goalkeeper. I mean, you hold several records, right?
I do.
Yeah. Go ahead. Tell us what they are, Nick.
I don't know. I'm sure you can read about them.
He doesn't like to brag.
Yeah, you should though.
He's got more saves than anybody.
Yeah, I'm not a huge soccer fan. That I don't follow it real closely. But when I have seen you play, it's remarkable.
Well, thank you.
I don't know how you do it.
We're lucky to have him.
Thank you.
We're very lucky to have him.
We should not lose him for.
We should keep him.
Yeah.
For the foreseeable future.
Nick Raimondo, soccer star, making Real look good almost every time he steps on the field. It is incredible to me. I've seen how big that goal is that you tend, or keep. What do we say? Keep. And you're not a tall guy.
No.
You don't have a lot of reach.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how you do it.
Got to be fast.
Yeah, for me, learning at a young age of your feet get you to the ball, not your hands, and just kind of being able to get your feet involved and moving around, knowing your angles, and like you said, making that as big as that goal is, making it as small as you can.
Yeah, you got to fill that space somehow, and it's and also I think it must take a lot of, as you have played for so long, intuition.
Sure. Yeah.
You kind of read it somehow.
You have to read the game. You got to be organized, and again, you're not doing it by yourself. You have 4, 10 guys in front of you that are helping you out.
So when the play moves away from the goal that you are keeping, and it moves down to the other end of the field, you just kind of sit around, like look at your fingernails and
pick daisies.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. Just you can relax, right?
Yes, of course.
No, you have to be focused on what's going on, even when it's
the whole time. That's when we're turned on. I think the most is kind of organizing, make sure nothing breaks down. If something does break down, we're in the right spots. Just being connected to the ball.
And he can see the whole field, so he sees stuff that the other guys don't see. And so if you look back at your keeper, he can direct you where to go.
Yeah, do you signal? Is that part of? So are you sort of the quarterback of the soccer?
One
team
of them.
in a way?
Yeah, one of them. They just gotta, like Gina said, you see everything. They gotta trust you, knowing that person behind you is telling you the truth and where to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a position that you have to be in tune the whole time.
Now, Nick Raimondo from Real Salt Lake is who we're talking to, and there is a game this Sunday, which we are told is do or die. How do you feel about all that?
It is. We have to win this game against KC coming up on Sunday at 2:00. If we win, there's some scenarios that we could go through to the playoffs. I think there's something like 5 scenarios. Two teams have to tie or lose. I think if we tie as well and they lose, we're in. So it'll be an interesting game. Hearing the crowd on the sidelines paying attention to the other games and seeing what's going on because they're played at the same time.
What's the team that you're playing?
We're playing Kansas City.
And
hated rivals.
Kansas City. They're also coming in having to win, or they're gonna get a 5th or 6th spot, which you're away on the first game.
They a good team?
They are.
Yeah.
Tough to beat, you think?
Yeah, they're tough. They're a tough team. So we got to pay attention to ourselves, and hopefully those other results go our way.
And literally, when you can use the old cliche, literally this time you have to take it one game at a time because that's all there is left.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah.
We're focused on this game alone, and hopefully the soccer gods have it in for us, and those results go our way, and we handle business at home.
Are there tickets available?
Yeah, there are tickets, and they're specially priced ones. You get them for $15, which is
a great deal.
A great deal. You take the whole family for $15. Yep. But you have to go to rsl.com and use the promo code ROYAL, ROYAL. Do we have any more to give away, Richie? Will you check and see on that if we have any more to give away? But if not, you need to buy some. And I want you to go and support Nick, because I'm worried we're going to lose him, if I'm going to be totally honest with everybody.
Well, I think he's perfectly competent of finding his way around, Gina.
No, I don't want to lose him on the team.
Oh, I see what you mean.
We need Nick for the foreseeable future.
So this is your, just to be upfront about it, this is the last year of your contract? Or?
Yeah, last year. Like Gina said, potentially my last game at Rio Tinto in the RSL jersey. Hopefully it's not. Talks are going on the way right now, which is great. If there's communication between the team and my representatives, that's always a good sign. So
we need him.
Yeah,
for the foreseeable future.
Well,
I don't know who Kerry thinks he's talking to.
I don't
Directly
know,
to the soccer gods.
I don't know how you be the wall of the Wasatch and go anywhere else. That name does not make sense.
The name would stay here for sure.
You're not going to be able to play in New York with that one.
Yeah. Oh, how many years have you been playing soccer?
A while, since I was 5.
Yeah. Where'd you start out?
Well, in California, where I grew up, UCLA, and then played in Miami, D.C., and then I think 11, 12 years here, something like that.
Yeah.
Lose count.
Yeah. No, I'm not.
Guy in the chat room says Raimondo holds the records for most wins, shutouts, starts, saves, and minutes played.
Something like that.
I think that's exactly what it is.
That's a few.
So give him as much money as he wants.
Settle down, Barbary. Settle down.
Our kids are friends, and I'm just worried he's going to move. And
so she doesn't really care that much about you or the team.
No, it's more so my kids.
Nick, it's a pleasure to see you. Good luck on the game. I know you got to get to the out to Rio Tinto, and I just hope you stay here. Because I mean, we haven't had you in here all that often, but you're always really a good guest. And
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, sure.
And we do have tickets to give away. The keyword is Believe, BELIEVE. If you text that, Richie said, text it to 33986. We're giving away some tickets.
Okay.
Yes.
Because that, yeah,
All right.
didn't
All right.
work
Nick,
yesterday.
thanks a lot.
Thank you.
We got
Thank you, Nick.
a couple of news things here to get to. Do we have time for
Yes, time for a story, sure.
that? You know that guy who got robbed at the 7-Eleven while he was having a seizure?
Yeah.
His name is Dustin Malone, and he learned that the woman suspected of pickpocketing him, not suspected, she was caught on camera doing it, while he was having a seizure. He learned that she turned herself in, and he was relieved by that. But seeing the insulting, hateful, and at times threatening comments that mounted against that woman on social media, and, you know, in a way, we're sort of responsible for that. We made her a boner candidate. This guy says, I'm concerned about that.
He's too nice.
Social media, no, he's not. He's right. Social media blew up. A lot of hate speech has been out there toward her and her family, and her family certainly doesn't deserve it, he said. And he says, I've talked to her family, and they've said she has had mental health issues. And he said, and I feel bad for her. He said, I mean, it's shocking, and it made me feel really weird to watch the video of myself being picked. But he said he hopes that he's expressing kindness for her.
He's being too nice. He's too good of a person.
He's not. He's not too good of a person. There need to be more people like that. And he says he hopes that she comes out of this okay. He's not saying that she shouldn't be punished, but he wants to make sure that, you know, she comes out of it okay. I think that's nice.
That is nice. All right. Let's see.
I'll tell you next hour about the 186-year-old gay tortoise.
Please.
Yeah.
Well, we had sports.
Yeah.
With Nick. Weather, traffic?
Yeah. So Nick even said when he came in, he's like, it looks cold outside, but it's really nice and warm. It will be until about noon, and then the temperature is going to start to drop, and chance of some rain showers later this afternoon. So we'll have a high of 65. That'll happen around 12, and then colder and breezier and wetter after that. Brought to you by Lucky's Auto Credit. $77 and a job gets you a car. 2 locations, Salt Lake City and Ogden. For program details or to apply online, visit luckysautocredit.com. You keep playing this music, Carrie, like you think there's some traffic going on. But,
well, there's not.
Everybody is out of town for UEA. They are all at Disneyland or getting their deer. But that lovely playing of the theme music is brought to you by Strong Volkswagen of Salt Lake City. You get 100% lifetime powertrain coverage. Your factory powertrain warranty becomes a lifetime warranty online at strongvw.com.
You know, I got in a lot of trouble. I got so confused a few years ago, and I ended up going deer hunting at Disneyland. And
yeah.
It was just,
they don't.
Man, it was
they
confusing.
Frown on that.
It's man, Bambi.
Yeah. All right, here's boner candidate number 3. Those aren't mine. I don't know how they got there. I believe we talked about this woman before. A woman who rented a mobile home where police say 80 animal carcasses were found is fighting the animal cruelty charges leveled against her.
Oh.
Ashley Tilson pleaded not guilty to 88 counts of animal cruelty on Thursday and was released with conditions. Tilson's landlord had reported seeing the windows of her mobile home in South Hero, Vermont, covered with flies and said, I don't think she's been living there for a while. The Grand Isle Sheriff's Office said 8 pets were found alive, 2 rabbits, 4 lizards, a hedgehog, and a chinchilla. Police said that they found dozens of carcasses of various types of animals, including rabbits, ferrets, and reptiles. Court papers said 30 dead animals were found in a freezer. There were some ferrets that were nothing left of them but fur and bones, said Peggy Larson, a veterinarian. Tilson's ex-boyfriend told investigators that she would ask him for money for bills sometimes, but then would use it to buy more animals. Tilson's public defender didn't immediately respond to a phone message or an email seeking comment, but she has pleaded not guilty to the charges. Those aren't mine, and I don't know how they got there. Boner candidate number 3.
All right. Let's review the first 2 and vote.
Number 1, we are giving nurses a solid foundation. This is a textbook company, textbook for student nurses. They're under fire for racist comments in the textbook. Boner candidate number 2, hero? Not a hero. the pro-Trump so-called war hero featured on Fox News, actually, it says here in the headline, Gina, I didn't notice that, actually never served.
Yeah.
That's even,
Yeah,
I mean,
he
it's
didn't-
all bad, but
he
not
never
even a
served.
little bit
Yeah.
served?
Yeah.
And Fox didn't even check.
Yeah. And then boner candidate number 3. Those aren't mine. I don't know how they got there.
All right, let's go. It's time to decide which of these 3 candidates is the worst. Which of these 3 candidates deserves to go forward to battle the winner of round 1 in Boner Fight? If it wins here, it has a 50-50 chance. You decide, 1, 2, or 3. Put the number of the candidate that you think should win in the message of a text, and then text that to 33986. Okay, that's one way to vote. Another way to vote, with your voice. Call 877-602-9696. Or go to x96.com, look for the box that says Round 2, October 20, and vote there. If you do not see that box, refresh. It should appear. We'll have your winner in about 4.5 minutes, and then Boner Fight will happen at 9:25. It's all leading up to Boner of the Day. Let's go.
One music.
The mayor of Salt Lake has joined us here. It's Ralph Becker, and there's bad blood here, Mayor Becker.
I can see that. Yeah.
Mayor,
You know what? You know what it is? I'm hurt.
It's bad blood
I'm
here.
hurt.
The worst thing you can do is when you accept a gift from a woman, not use it.
When I'm visiting with her.
Yeah,
Yes,
especially.
exactly.
Yeah.
Hell hath no fury like a barbary scorned.
I went all the way to Dillard's and bought you a tie.
All the way to
All the way to Dillard's and bought you a tie.
That's a good, mile, too, from your house, right?
I know what deep trouble is, and here I am. And, but I do want you to know, I have been wearing your tie regularly and proudly and advertising where I got it. Yeah,
See
right.
this? See this?
Yeah.
Gina Barbera.
Is it getting deeper?
Easy to say.
Now, Mayor Becker, our producer Richie says he sent. I thought he had called you, but apparently he sent an email to your office saying you may want to wear the tie
Oh, God,
when you
I
come to
didn't
say.
get
So you didn't
There's
get
Mayor
it.
Becker going, I have an email address? What the?
Ralph Becker. Now we should say that Gina bought him a tie because you were tired of seeing him wear.
This tie, the tie he's wearing right now. Because every time I got a mailer from you while you were campaigning, different pictures, but same tie. And I was concerned that people were going to think you only had one tie. I was worried about you.
You want to know how to get her, Mayor Becker? You want to know how to get her?
Yeah,
Look at her
need
very
advice.
seriously and say, "This tie was given to me by my dead mother."
Something like that.
Or
the thing is that this is a Jerry Garcia tie, and I don't think my mother knows
No.
Jerry Garcia or knew him. I
Who
should
was
say.
that nice Garcia fellow who lived down the street? He used to
right.
sell us squash.
Mayor Becker, great. How's it going? I mean, are you enjoying being the
Made
mayor?
the transition and everything.
I'm having a great time. I've got great people around me working. The city's been so responsive. Everyone's jumping in to do things we need to do. So I'm feeling great.
I want to applaud you, by the way, for taking a bold stance and making what I think is one of the most significant moves I've ever seen a mayor make, and that is get rid of that ugly logo that Rocky Anderson had, and go back to the traditional city logo. I'm actually serious.
Bill really likes that logo.
I like the traditional logo, that mountainy kind of. That was a dumb logo for Salt Lake.
It's the important issues Bill pays attention to.
Well, I realize these are symbols of the city, so there is importance there. It was really just a matter of personal preference, and as I mentioned when someone asked me about it, he said, "Why'd you do it?" And I said, "Well, someone came to us and said you need to pick a logo for the city, and we'll develop one for you." And I said, "Well, I don't want to spend city's money to get a new logo." So we looked back at what was available. Really liked that one of the city county building. Thought it was very distinguished, and
it's kind of formal looking And I think it represents you. I mean, you're a planner kind of a guy who likes detail, and that logo somehow says to me, it's, I don't know how to say what I'm saying here.
I got you.
It's a very. It looks like it was done by an engineer, or something.
Well, I don't know. I think it looks good and obviously represents the city. So.
I mean, come on.
Jerk.
You know, we'll take what we can get. X96.
All right. 8:47, time to award round 2 of your boner voting.
And round 2 is brought to you in part by a couple of tacos.
Couple.
Yeah. I ate a little too much last night.
An Anime Bonsai, Utah's premier cosplay Japanese comic culture event, returning October 20th through the 22nd at Davis Convention Center. Join Kerry Jackson there.
I'm leaving here and heading to there. I'll be doing some radio stuff, noon to 2.
Or go to animebonsai.org.
Yes.
So we had boner candidate number 1. We are giving student nurses a solid foundation, a solid education. It's a kind of a racist nursing textbook that's being called into question. And the company who published the book said, well, you're right. We'll take that page out. Boner candidate number 2, hero? Not a hero. It's a guy who claimed to be a decorated, Purple Heart decorated Navy SEAL. He did some artwork. He carved a presidential seal out of wood, I guess. I didn't see a picture of it, but I guess it was very nice. And he presented it to Trump and told him this story about how he was a decorated Navy SEAL. Nope. And Fox News featured him as a wonderful person. Well,
not a hero.
No,
not so much.
And then boner candidate number 3, which was, those aren't mine, I don't know where they came from. It's a woman who's under... she's going to have to go to trial for animal cruelty charges. 80 dead animals found in a trailer she owned and used to live in. And she's saying, I'm not guilty of that. I don't know where those came from. Chris won the Anime Bonsai tickets. And I'm sure, come and pick the tickets up quick and you can go see
today.
Carrie.
You have to do 9 to 5 is when the offices are open. Get them today.
And you better get them at 9 if you want to see Carrie at what time?
Noon to 2.
Noon to 2.
Yeah.
And then the winner, by only 3 votes.
Really?
Boner candidate number 2. Hero, not a hero.
All right, thank you. Is this sponsor, Gina?
Yes, we've got sports with Tom Hackett, brought to you by Lucky's Auto Credit. $77 and a job gets you a car. 2 locations, Salt Lake City and Ogden. For program details or to apply online, visit luckysautocredit.com.
So if you're young, if you're healthy, why not get a boat and come to Australia?
So if you hadn't guessed, Tom Hack is from Australia. Yeah, that's the Kinks. And Tom is here. Of course, he was the punter for University of Utah, and now does sports reporting on ESPN AM 700 from 2 to 6. 2 to 6. I should know that because we both talked about it's really kind of hard doing a 4 hours of just talking and all of that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well,
I get home brain dead a lot of the time.
And, and it's 4 hours talking about sports, which is why we're having you here to talk about not sports, I guess. Bill wants to talk to you about something
we
else.
should
talk about sports.
We should touch on the game at least.
So now what's the is the U has a game this weekend?
The U has a game. Okay, long story short, college football's craziness continues. Arizona State come in. They're a 3-3 football team. They're going up against the University of Utah, home at Rice-Eccles Stadium. Last week, somehow, some way, they had the biggest win in, I guess, history from 20 years ago, essentially. It was like 1996, the last time they won or beat or upset a number 5 ranked team in the country. They did that last week against the University of Washington. So they're coming in momentum high.
Yeah.
Utah's lost the last 2. However, Vegas still thinks 10 points in favor of Utah. So I don't quite understand it.
Well, you're not an odds maker.
I'm not an odds maker, so that would explain a lot. But quarterback situation at Utah is still up in the air. A couple of injuries around as well. Utah, however, should be able to get the job done against Arizona State. Last time they played, it was 49-26 in favor of Utah down there in Tempe. That was last year.
That was exciting, though. I mean, it's fun. It's kind of fun to see all that kind of offense, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
No, it was a blast to watch. The Utah Jazz are playing tonight. They play at the Minnesota Timberwolves in their second game of the season. Andrew Wiggins, Karl Anthony Towns, and then the addition of Jimmy Butler means the Utah Jazz are going to have their hands full tonight.
I didn't hear. I didn't hear who won the first game. Did you?
The Utah Jazz.
Yeah.
They won the first game.
I told you that.
Did they? Did you?
You're sitting right here. I said Denver was here. And it
In
was,
one ear, out the other.
He doesn't care.
Well, I was probably researching some lie Gina was telling
Some
me. You know?
lie.
So, what else? So you went and saw your old coach up at Weber State last week.
Yes, and they lost.
Okay, yeah.
They lost to Southern Utah, so I won't be going back there anytime soon, but I did get myself a pretty cool jacket, so I win, they lose. Baseball, I guess Richie's Chicago Cubs. He probably doesn't want me to bring this up. He's looking at me.
They're out.
Yeah, he's going to slit my throat. But they're out. The LA Dodgers are going to the World Series. Yankees and Astros play tonight in Game 6. Yankees lead the series 3-2, and then, of course, you had Nick Romano on to tell you all the soccer, so I will shut up.
I did say Nick Romano. He's a remarkable player, isn't he?
He's very good. He's been around forever and a day.
Yeah, 11 years with, I think he said, with RSL, and he's just, and I hope we keep him here.
Yeah, he's very talented. He saves penalty kicks. He saved more penalty kicks than anybody and their dog, so he's quite good.
Yeah,
I would think you'd want to keep someone like that.
Yeah.
And he sells lots of jerseys.
And then there's that.
Yeah. So then there's this whole issue of gay marriage in Australia.
Which has nothing to do with sports.
Yeah. Well, kind of it does. I mean,
some Australian football players who secretly want to be themselves.
Yeah, maybe. So they're going to put there's a referendum coming on the ballot, and I don't know when the vote is exactly, but you said you'd actually already voted.
I have. So my brother texted me and said, hey, you got a ballot in the mail. I said, okay, what is it about? He said, this whole gay marriage thing. And he said, what do you want to do? Oh, he didn't actually say that, to be honest. He said, I'm going to write you down as, yes, you're okay with it. I said, okay, sure. Which is what I would have done anyway.
Yeah.
So he didn't give me a choice, but that's okay. That's Harry, my brother, for you. I've put my name in the ballot, so hopefully they win. I don't quite understand, if I'm being 100% honest, why it's taken so long for them to get to here. I mean,
I was surprised myself.
It's about as liberal of a country as you will ever find. I mean,
and
so
they're not super religious.
They're not very religious, so I don't have a good answer as to why.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to ask you about it, because I thought when it came up, I went, wait a minute, what?
Huh?
There's some core of real opposition to this, though, apparently.
Yeah, no, I don't have an answer for you. So let me do some research.
All right. Ask your grandma.
Yeah, I haven't spoken to her yet. I need to speak to
I
her.
bet
Bill. You're
Grandma's
making me
not
feel bad.
for
You make me feel bad every time I come
we
on the
could
show.
call
I
her.
don't
What
speak
what
to her.
time is it in Australia?
It's currently 1:54 a.m.
Ah,
so
that's
she's
not a
probably
good. No,
asleep.
we don't want to.
Well, maybe she's up with a hot water bottle because of her arthritis.
Oh, Bill.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Find out if you can help us understand why there's
Now,
such
Brandon in the chat room says legal prostitution but no gay marriage. Is that right?
I've never experienced legal prostitution in Australia, so I would.
Oh, okay.
I
Well, then
left
maybe
there.
that's-
Remember when I was 19?
That's true. That
no
was a while
idea.
ago. Okay.
So he's experienced plenty of illegal prostitution, but none of the legal stuff. Well, let's see. Anything else we need to say about sports, Mr. Hackett?
I don't think so. I think we covered it all. Again, Real Salt Lake, if you don't have tickets, get some because it's a fantastic experience, environment down there. Last regular season game as well. Chances are, if I'm being honest, they're probably not going to make the playoffs, and I know they probably don't want to hear that, but the odds are against them is what
Yeah,
I'm getting at. So
they
there
are.
is still a chance, but odds are against them, so get on down.
And there's specially priced tickets still available, $15, which is cheap. Take the whole family.
That's a
and go.
great deal. All right.
Yeah, I think the team would say, we know the odds are against us, but we're just got to try and win this game and then see what happens.
Dive in.
All right. Tom Hackett,
Thank you, guys.
ESPN 700, 2 to 6 every weekday. Thanks, Tom.
Okay, see you
Thank you,
guys.
Tom. Yes.
Yes, I do have traffic
You
for
do
you.
have some now.
A man with a hotel luggage cart loaded with a recliner is walking westbound in the center lane of 2nd South, 7th West.
That's my recliner.
Thank you to the friend of the program that sent that in and made this traffic sponsorship necessary.
Somebody stop him.
Bad Apple only offers premium original equipment parts to repair your phone, while most competitors use cheaper aftermarket parts. Now with 10 locations, go to badapplerepair.com.
All right. Thank you very much. Of course, you get a text her. Hey, you didn't mention the BYU game. They're going to lose. Okay, we're done. All right?
Well,
That's it.
actually, they could win this
Well, they
one.
might actually win this.
Yeah.
They'll still lose.
They could win.
All right. We'll take a break. We'll be back. We got Boner Fight coming up in the 9 o'clock hour. Stand by for that.
And Killers tickets to give away.
Killers tickets as well. Can't wait to spend the weekend in my Mattress Firm bed.
Yeah, I got to check my schedule, see if I got anything to do, because if I don't...
Well, as soon as I'm done with this thing at Anime Bonsai at 2, I love those people, but I'm taking off. I'm going home. I'm gonna get in the reclining mattress and watch Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Now, people might not understand why we go on and on and on about our new mattresses we got at Mattress Firm. It's probably because you're in an old mattress that you're not in love with. Fall in love with a new mattress.
That's true.
I replaced a fairly new mattress with my Mattress Firm mattress, and this is the best mattress I've ever had. Now they have all kinds of brands, brands at Mattress Firm. Check them all out and find the one that's just exactly right for you. They're having their fall asleep sale. For instance, you can get Beauty Rest Firm Queen mattresses for just $399.99, or Serta Memory Foam Queen mattresses for $474.99. There are 15 different Queen mattresses, all priced under $699. Of course, if you're like me, if you're like Harry, you want the California King. That's what you want. So go to Mattress Firm. There is a store near you. You'll find one by going to mattressfirm.com.
We created a massive promotional announcement for our upcoming contest for Killers tickets. And then a bunch of stuff changed at the last minute, so now you're just stuck with me, Todd Newcomb, telling you that we're giving away Killers tickets.
There's a great a little video that I tweeted early this morning at RFH Bill.
Let me go look.
It's a little video of some mayor somewhere in Wisconsin, I think.
Yeah.
He's doing his Groundhog's Day thing with
Like
Jimmy
you.
the Groundhog.
Jimmy, that's
Sun
not a
Prairie-
groundhog name. It's not.
Why is Jimmy not a ground? Phil is a groundhog name.
Sure.
Why is Jimmy not a groundhog name?
Jimmy's
It's fine. If
Awfully defensive
Princess,
about Jimmy.
good God, Gina, you derail the story. Jimmy, that's not a ground. Why does Carrie Fisher call her dog Gary? It's fine. Anyway, Sun Prairie, Wisconsin, Jimmy the Groundhog. and the mayor, Jonathan Freund, is and he's an idiot. And I love the way they wrote this story on what is it, Gawker or Newsfeed? It's called Gawker's Newsfeed. Yeah. Low-rent Punxsutawney Phil impersonator Jimmy the Groundhog has the easy task, or the easy annual task of predicting each February whether Sun Prairie, Wisconsin will experience 6 more weeks of winter. This year, the job got to him a little bit as he whispered his prognostication into Mayor Jonathan Freund's ear. The weather will be, got your ear, sucker! I'm biting your damn ear off. How do you like me now?
He gets a hold of it, too.
Yeah, he does.
He gets a good chomp in there.
Yeah. You watch the
He
watch
keeps
the little
going. The
video.
mayor keeps going, though. He doesn't stop.
Yeah, flinching from the savage attack on his soundy flaps, Freund attempted to translate the bite from groundhog to English. He didn't see his shadow, the shaken mayor stammered, so it will be an early spring. Jimmy's handler is obviously concerned about the integrity of the little biter's predictive record, later clarified that he had actually been attempting to indicate that winter would last another 6 weeks. It is Wisconsin, after all.
So the mayor got it wrong altogether.
Yeah. The mayor's office responded that only the mayor can translate Jimmy's prediction, the Milwaukee Sentinel-Journal reports. But it's a funny video. Watch the little
My
video.
question is, what kind of a mayor name is Jonathan? I mean, really?
It's a fine
That's
mayor
a terrible
name.
mayor
It's
name.
a fine mayor name.
No, that's a terrible name.
Jimmy is not a good name for a groundhog. Jimmy's a nice guy. Groundhogs are mean.
Gino, why don't you just shut up?
A texter points out Jimmy the Groundhog was part of the Gambino family.
Exactly.
That's your confusion. So,
What?
Jimmy
Getting
is a
awfully
perfectly
defensive.
fine name for a groundhog. Who died and made you the namer of all things?
Not the namer of all things.
You sure act like it. No, Val Kilmer is not dead.
Yet.
And what kind of a name is Val for a Kilmer?
Exactly.
The Kilmers never named their children Val. What's wrong with them?
Right. Well,
We have a
sorry.
giveaway.
Yes.
Don't apologize for testicular cancer jokes, Carrie. You can make those
I can
jokes.
Make those. Yes. Well, I'm apologizing for this.
No pee breaks, people. No pee breaks.
Oh. X96 proud to welcome the Killers to the Vivint Smart Home Arena Tuesday, February 6th. Tickets are available at Ticketmaster.com. We're going to give away 2 tickets right now with this keyword. You will text it to 33986. Somebody. All one word. SOMEBODY. Somebody. Text it to 33986.
All right.
So what do you? It's our producer, Richard Stedman. Is
Hello.
Here. Why are you in
Well,
here?
because we went to some shows and we wanted to tell you about some shows.
Last night I went over to the Eccles event center, Eccles Theater. I think it's several things.
You're
right?
the theater guy.
Just say I went over to the Eccles.
To the Eccles in downtown Salt Lake to watch Huey Lewis and the News.
Okay.
There is a considerable amount about this that I want to share with you. For example, first of all, I'm sitting outside out on, I think that's First South, right? There's some tables out there. It's a fine evening.
Yeah.
And I'm talking to my girlfriend, who is real and a woman and I love. And our owner, Deloy Hansen. He went to Huey Lewis and the News as well.
I love
but this is how I know that people are sort of endeared to me, and you guys would say, no, that's in your own head. But Deloy Hansen, the owner of this radio station and fine other properties, slammed his body against the glass because he was on the inside and made goofy faces at me as I was talking to my girlfriend. I was like, that's great. That's how.
I would have loved to see that.
That is our relationship. So that was the first thing.
So it's not an adult relationship in any way.
No. Nope. Yep. So then I go into Huey Lewis and the News, and I was told by Gina's mother, the Sainted Mary Claire, that I
also slammed her body up against the glass and made goofy faces.
Yes.
She would.
That I was going to enjoy myself because she saw Huey Lewis the night before in Las Vegas. So he's on tour right now.
Oh, okay.
And so I was like, great.
It's like Fish for her or the dead.
She
follows Huey Lewis around the country.
So as I'm making my way towards my seat, I run into Dale Boehm, who friend of the program. He does interpreting.
Our attorney, one of our attorneys and advocate for the deaf community.
And also the gentleman who told me that my grandpa was dead. That's sort of the relationship.
You mean you just found out last night?
No, I found out from him when it happened.
Oh, I see.
He sent me an email.
You know, if you keep interrupting him, he's never going to finish. You know that.
I know. But it's so fun.
So I said, Dale, good to see you. He said, I'm here tonight with my interpreting partner. And I said, oh, that's great, because there's 2 people, because there's the vocals and then the backup and everything like that. He says, my name is Dale. I bet you can't guess what my interpreting partner's name is.
Chip?
Yes. So it's Chip and Dale. And it could not be more proud of that.
He's kind of a goofball, you know.
Very much.
Mm-hmm.
So Huey Lewis, his opener is a guy by the name of Jamie Kent, who was very good. It's country music, kind of folksy, independent. But I'm looking around Huey Lewis, and the context of Huey Lewis in my life is Back to the Future, right?
Mm-hmm.
Power of Love and Back in Time. And so I'm
There's
thinking,
the power of love.
I'm thinking, okay, the people that are going to be at this concert will probably be my age and about, we're going to span to 10 to 15 years older. So I'm thinking...
Huey Lewis was already out of it when Back to the Future was made.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
So I paid a bit of money for my seats. So I'm guessing that the people that would have been my age were probably in the cheaper seats. So I am with...
Or home.
Yeah, or not there.
Yeah.
I am surrounded by people at least 20 years older than I am, who you can tell they have picked out the outfit that they were going to wear.
Really?
The outfit that they were going to wear, and that they...
How many people were dressed in like plastic and had meat cleavers and stuff with them?
What?
No one.
For, the American Psycho.
That's what I would have wore.
None, Bill.
Okay.
But people dressed really, really nicely, and then it was this thing where there was the one lady, and she's probably I don't know, maybe my mom's age. And she refused to sit down. She is on the front row, and she has worked up and waited to see Huey again, and just would not sit down. And everyone else is just seated the whole time. Nice
She
seats,
was having a
great
good
seats.
time.
She's having a good time. Here's a couple things that I didn't realize about Huey Lewis, and I'm proud of you, Gina, that you're able to pick out the songs by Huey Lewis. There were several times that I was like, it's hip to be, that's not this song. Like, all of them sound, they're sort of Chuck Berry-like in that they go, you know, there's the line, then there's the guitar solo, and then we come back to it again.
Formula.
Yeah.
Working for a living.
I don't know how you do this, Gina, because they do all sound alike to me. And so, how was Huey? Did he get up out of his chair at all?
Yeah, no, so there's two performances when you get Huey Lewis anymore. You get Huey Lewis, the singer, and then you get his eyebrows. His eyebrows were so distracting.
Distracting eyebrows?
Big, bushy,
He doesn't trim them.
caterpillar. I'm sure he does, but it was so distracting. And his vocal range, as a lot of singers, gentlemen especially, that sing like that, as you get older, diminishing
You lose
vocal
them,
range.
yeah.
I took my girlfriend, who didn't know a Huey Lewis song, and said,
Didn't know
a Huey Lewis song.
Really?
Like, I said, do you know
this
them at all?
You've really got to stop dating 14-year-olds. That's
And I said, what do you think? And she's like, okay, all right. And I was like, no, because it Back to the Future. And she's like, I know, that's why we're here. I get it. She's like, but he used to have a range, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just,
But you know, it is amazing when those. And remember, I think I've talked about this before. Frankie Valli,
Yeah.
who has that high falsetto, and then somebody says you should see him now, and I thought, he's 90. He was 90 when I looked at this video, and he can still do that.
Yeah.
That's weird.
But the horn section, Carrie, you missed out on. The horns
good.
well,
were
no, I've seen them.
unbelievable.
I saw Huey right around the time of Back to the Future, and he did all the hits, and they had a hell of a horn section.
Yeah,
It was
so
a really
great.
good show.
Yeah.
But you know, I knew that this was where it was going, and so that's why I didn't go.
Yeah.
Real quick, one other thing. So I'm walking out, and there's a lady who's at least 20 years older than me.
Yeah.
And she kind of sidles up and chums up to me, and she's like, yeah, a bunch of old farts here tonight, huh? And I was like, do I look like I'm the same age as you?
Now,
She thought you were homeless.
you have an assignment right
Okay.
now. I just want you to go to YouTube and American Psycho,
Oh, no, I've seen it.
Hip to be Square.
Yeah, I've seen it.
You've seen the scene.
Uh-huh.
All right, because you haven't seen the movie.
No, I haven't seen the movie, but you guys had me watch it.
Just that scene.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's important.
Christian Bale, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Where he talks about the importance of the lyrics because it's about the pleasures of conformity. And
He's right.
He makes a very good point.
makes an excellent
before he
point.
murders
before
people.
Before he kills it's a Joker. It's Jared Leto.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I guess I didn't remember that part of it.
There you go. Go back and watch it again.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh my God, I'm missing the news!
We all miss the news, Meg. But Huey Lewis needs time to create, and we have to learn to be patient.
That's right. Okay, let's take a break. We'll be back. Boner fight coming up, and before that, a little bit of news. Oh, I need my sexy party music here for the Gray Whale Entertainment Report. Because Friday is the new international release date for all music. So that means that new music, movies, games, and records at any locally owned and operated Gray Whale location near you. Here we go. Music. Brand new. No, I mean the band.
That's the band. Yeah.
Yeah, brand new. Their new one called Science Fiction is out today. Tegan and Sarah have a new one called the Con X Covers. Best band so far, Uncle Acid and the Deadbeats. Volume 1 is out. Perturbator. Perturbator? Perturbator.
Perturbator, perhaps.
New model EP is out from Perturbator. John Carpenter Anthology. These are movie themes. From John Carpenter movies. You know, John Carpenter usually writes most of the music for his movies.
I didn't know that.
Margot Price, her new one, All American Made, is out today. And finally, the deluxe reissue of The Smiths' Queen is Dead is out today. Movies, let's see. Girls Trip is out. Batman vs. Two-Face. Now, what this is it's animated in the style of Batman 66, This is the final performance of Adam West as Batman, just doing the voice. Burt Ward as Robin. And Two-Face was supposed to be on the Batman TV show back then, but the network censors felt that the character was too frightening.
Because he had a melty face.
Because he's got a half melty face. So they decided to take that script, embellish on it, and had William Shatner be the voice of Two-Face.
Oh, cool.
So there you go. That's what that is. Also, Rawhead Rex, I'm sure this is a reissue on Blu-ray. Gina, the reissue of Blu-ray of 3 O'Clock High
I'm in that.
is out.
I think they cut your scene.
Crowd scene.
The Criterion edition of Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me.
Oh, jeez.
Which is mind-numbing. But the thing that I will be doing this weekend is finally on Blu-ray, Spider-Man Homecoming. It's a great Spider-Man movie. TV on DVD, American Gods Season 1. You can get that. I know you liked that,
Yeah,
Will.
yeah.
And Samurai Jack Season 5. Also very good. Of course, GrayWhaleSLC.com. Improved, ready for your shopping pleasure. Real-time inventory searches. Killer Whale membership discount availability. You can use store credit for purchasing there, and they always update you on sales, promotions, and events. Take in your old stuff, trade it in for new stuff. Get cash or store credit toward the purchase of something new. Join the Killer Whale Club. Receive a lifetime discount. Follow them on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram at Gray Whale SLC. That is your Gray Whale Entertainment Report.
X96 is your home for non.
Well, I have a story for Gina to begin the news.
I'm ready.
Well, and I know this is a story that Gina will really like and be interested in because she sent it to me. A man who murdered his niece, a niece who was also his lover, by smashing her. What does that mean?
It's a detail.
Yes, it is.
There's more.
But wait, there's more.
And it gets even better, doesn't it,
Yeah.
Gina? He killed her by smashing her over the head with a TV. He's been put in jail.
It's Uncle Lover.
Christopher Wall is his name. Was convicted of battering Haley Wall, who was his niece as well as his lover. He was been ordered to serve a minimum of 14 years behind bars.
Only 14 years?
A minimum.
You kill your niece who you're having an affair with a TV, and that's not automatic forever?
Well, Gina, I don't know where this is exactly. I didn't. You should know. What town is this
I believe
in?
it's in the UK.
Well, then, you know how liberal they are in the UK. Christopher Wall, it says here he's facing a lifetime behind bars. So it's a minimum of 14. It's 14 to life, I would guess. My guess is they won't let him out for a long, long time. She was found with a bloody head outside a supermarket in Bournemouth after being battered by Mr. Wall. Before she slipped out of consciousness, she was able to tell emergency crews her name and address and that her partner had beaten her. When police visited the home, they found signs of a disturbance on the second floor, including a door on the landing that was knocked off its frame and two long dark hairs embedded in a crack hallway up the door with a number of blood spots. Embedded in a crack halfway up the door, I should say. Officers also found a large flat screen TV at the bottom of the stairs, and there was blood all over the flat screen TV, and he finally said, yeah, I beat her with the... We were watching the Great British Bake Off, and she pissed me off. So, yeah, there you go. Murdered his niece, who was also his lover.
Niece lover.
with Kerry Jackson, Bill Allred, and Gina Barberi on X96.
All right, we got Boner Fight coming up at 9:25, but first, a little bit of news.
A little bit of news brought to you by Del Taco's Buckin' Under menu, like new $1 queso chicken rollers made with creamy queso or $1 mini shakes only at Del Taco. Participation may vary.
Well, he looks so happy in this photo in the New York Post. Turns out that this 186-year-old tortoise has a gay lover.
Well, good for him.
Yeah.
Some people come out later in life, and that's okay.
This tortoise on St. Helena has spent the past 26 years shacking up with a mate that he's never bred with, and now the keepers know why. Because the mate, they've been living together, and they've been living together, and it's about the other tortoise is a male.
Can't we get him a surrogate?
No. They're fine. It turns out that the elderly reptile fell in love with another male tortoise, long believed to be a female, named Frederica. And they're kind of hard.
Well, then you just call him Freddie.
They're kind of hard to,
Sex?
They're kind of hard to determine the sex of them. The pair has been inseparable since 1991.
Oh, it's so cute.
When the French consul gifted Frederica to the governor of St. Helena as a mate for Jonathan. Their keepers only recently learned that Frederica was really Frederick. Following a closer examination of his shell, Jonathan is believed to be the oldest resident of the tiny UK territory, St. Helena, which is coincidentally struggling right now to legalize same-sex marriage. The aging tortoise has lived through much of the island's history since arriving in his 30s as a gift from the Seychelles. He's been photographed with kings and politicians and even prisoners held captive on St. Helena during the Boer War from 1899 to 1902. It is amazing to think that this same tortoise has been alive there for that long.
He's gay.
Yeah, well, he is. Jonathan now has cataracts. He's lost his sense of smell, but as a creature of habit, he eats at set times.
Wait a minute. How can you
takes
tell?
Daily naps in the long grass around 4 p.m. and dutifully visits his mate every Sunday morning.
How can you tell when a turtle loses his sense of smell?
I suppose that they're sensitive to certain smells, and he no longer is.
Yeah?
That would seem to
I'm
be
sure-
the logical answer to that, Gina.
I'm sure turtle experts would be able to tell you.
Sometimes, Gina, I'd like it if you would think things through on your own for just a second.
I'm just curious.
Rather than just blurting out.
How do you find out if a turtle loses their sense of smell?
We have wasted all this time with me having to say, Gina, I'm sure that there are certain smells that turtles are sensitive to, and he is no longer sensitive to those smells.
He's not making the icky face anymore?
Yeah, exactly.
Ugh. How do you...
Again, you're asking me.
How do you know?
Again, you think these things through, please. No, don't. It just makes for good interplay between you and me and the tortoise. 30 years ago was a pretty eventful day here in Salt Lake. It was a historic moment. Genevieve Atwood, you remember that name?
Yes.
Genevieve Atwood made history 30 years ago in Salt Lake City by walking through the front door of the Alta Club.
Yes.
Becoming the first woman to ever be admitted as a member. 104 years, no woman had ever entered the Alta Club that way, through the front door, at least officially. Female guests were always expected to. There have been women in there, but they were never allowed to be members, and they always were expected to come in a side door, a door meant for servants. But on October 19th, 1987, the venerable downtown gathering place for Salt Lake City's movers and shakers welcomed Genevieve Atwood, not as a guest, but as its first female member. Represented the most earth-shaking change since the club decided to allow Mormons to join. For a few years after its 1883 founding. Now, I've been in the Alta Club before. It's nice in there. I think we took a tour, didn't we?
You know, I have not. You did.
I've been there, yeah, and we filmed some scenes from Delightful Water Universe in there as well.
I had the opportunity, but I was doing something else that day.
Yeah, it's
when you went.
I've never gone over there though and had a meal and kind of.
That I would like to.
Yeah, they have a nice.
You're not a member.
Yeah, but they can invite, and I remember our good friend, departed friend now, Vasilios Priskos, who we talked about earlier in the week. I think he was the president of the Alta Club for a while, and he'd invited us to come over at one point, and we've never took him up on it. Let's see. Now there's a model who is accusing David Blaine of rape. David Blaine, the magician, she claims that he raped her at his London home in 2004, and now Blaine is under investigation by British authorities, according to a report. Natasha Prince, who works as an art dealer, told the Daily Beast she was just 21 when Blaine invited her over to his place in Chelsea and asked her to join him in the bedroom after giving her a cocktail. He spun me around, said, "Kiss me." I did kiss him. Then he said, "Finish your drink." I did, and then that's the last thing I remember.
Oh.
Well,
he's a
I
magician.
have magic.
Yeah.
I was able to hypnotize her.
He talks. That is David Blaine talks like that.
No matter what.
I have hypnotized her.
Right. So he's under investigation. We'll see where that goes. Okay. And just quickly, Playboy magazine, its first ever playmate who is transgender. Transgender playmate. Decision.
Okay. Is that her?
Yeah. Cooper Hefner. Yeah, that's the playmate. Cooper Hefner, top executive at the magazine, said on Thursday that it was in keeping with the founding mission of embracing changing attitudes about sex. The French model Inez Rao will appear as the November centerfold in the first issue since the death of Hugh Hefner. Selecting Ms. Rao very much speaks to the brand's philosophy, said Cooper Hefner. He's 26 and he's Playboy's chief executive officer. It's the right thing to do. We're at a moment where gender roles are evolving.
Oh, all right. Thank you very much.
It's Boner Fight, the final round.
And it's brought to you by, and you could win a Boner t-shirt. I didn't want you to.
Oh, okay.
I didn't want to get pat. We forgot that
Yeah.
yesterday.
All right, well,
Yeah, you can win a Boner t-shirt. Random voter in this round will win a Boner t-shirt brought to you by our good friends over at Excel Automotive Repair.
Correct.
Right? They have that $50 used car check. Make sure
Correct.
you take advantage of that. If you're looking to buy a used car, take it by Excel at 33rd South and 3rd East and get them to check it over for you. They'll do 2 cars for that $50. So we have the winner of round 1, which was Granny, you're fired. Walmart firing a grandmother. She was a greeter at Walmart. She'd been there for 10 years. She saw a dollar bill on the floor, and she picked it up and stuck it to her walker, went home. She got called into the office the next day. They said, "Did you take a dollar bill that you found off the floor?" She said, "Yeah, well, here it is." And they said, "Okay, thank you. You're fired." She needs that job to buy her oxygen tanks. And Boner candidate number 2, hero? Not a hero. A pro-Trump war hero who was featured on Fox News actually never served in the military, even though he said he did. Those are the candidates. Get to voting.
You've got to decide which of these two is the worst, which one of these two deserves to be Boner of the Day or Friday. 1 or 2, remember your candidate number. Put that number in the message of a text. That's all we need in the text. You send that to 33986. Pew! Call 877-602-9696. You can vote that way with your voice. Or go to x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner Fight October 20. If you do not see that box, refresh. It'll appear. That's how you vote online. Okay. We've got 4.5 minutes. That's it. You got to decide who is Boner of the Day today. Go.
I like your shirt, by the way. New shirt?
No.
What?
Old shirt.
You never wear it, though.
No, I don't.
Why not?
I don't know.
It's a nice shirt.
I don't wear it very often.
Well, you should.
Okay. Great.
I gave you a compliment.
Then maybe I will. I will wear it as often as I ever do, which is not often. It's a shirt that I bought. I remember exactly when I bought this shirt. It's when there was an Old Navy over here on 4th South.
Mm-hmm.
Over there
Where
on 4th
Trader
South.
Joe's is going to be.
Yeah. And there was an Old Navy there. And I went in there one day, and they had this big pile of shirts on the floor. I'm not kidding, as Old Navy does sometimes. And they said all of the shirts in this pile are $1.20. I'm not kidding. $1.20, and I thought this shirt being $1.20, that's negative money.
Yeah. It costs more than that to.
Yeah, there's more material in this shirt. There's more little, Vietnamese or Singaporean child finger blood in this shirt from sewing the buttons on. And so I bought it for $1.20 off the floor at the Old Navy.
You would not think that.
It's not. It's just a dumb shirt.
You should have kept the receipt in the pocket. My sister bought a coat
But we
once.
never do a 120 time check, Gina. So
My sister bought a coat once that was on sale, and it ended up being $7, and she kept the receipt in the pocket so that anytime anybody said, I like that coat.
Her sister, Minnie Pearl.
No, Mikkel.
Just to
I
prove.
like that coat. She'd say, $7. No, it's not. I have the receipt.
That's
She kept it in the pocket.
right there. Right
$7 coat.
That is the see again. That's the kind of thing that the Barbary girls are interested in.
$7? I don't believe that was $7.
But you could have a debate with some other people about the political situation in Tibet or the existence of God. But when you're debating with the Barbary girls, it's whether Bill Murray is going to go crashing parties and how much the coat cost. Is she the good-looking one?
They are all good-looking.
No, they are not.
They are. All of my sisters are good-looking.
Lolita! Certainly not. All right, let's get this over with.
One is better looking than the others.
No, they are all good-looking.
It's that one that's really good-looking, and then there's there's an okay one, and then there's that other one.
I get phone calls every time you do this.
Which one is he talking about?
They know.
Yeah,
They know.
all. I'm surprised they call. All they have to do is look in the mirror.
Yeah,
All they have to do is look at a family photo, Gina. They'll all point to the good-looking one.
All the Barbary girls know. They know who the good-looking one is. It's true.
So we're not making these things up.
Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
All right. 9:36, time to award Boner of the Day.
And the Boner of the Day brought to you by... they were good tacos. I made some good tacos last night.
Brought to you by.
Is that it?
Tacos.
Oh, in total.
Well, and wasn't an XL Automotive Repair?
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I mean,
It's not
we
true.
do that differently for that, but go ahead.
So we had boner candidate number 1, which was Granny, you're fired. The old woman who was a greeter at Walmart. Well, and I mean old, she's like 84. Not a greeter anymore. They fired her because she picked up $1 off the floor and took it home. And then hero, not a hero, pro-Trump war hero featured on Fox News. Turns out he never actually served as a Navy SEAL. The winner of the T-shirt was Andy, and the really good, solid, hard voting for both candidates.
Really good.
Passionate voting.
Good.
But edging out by just a little under 20 votes, it was boner candidate number 1, Granny, you're fired.
All right. Someone in the chat room trying to defend that policy.
Which one?
Saying that it's at most stores that you're supposed to turn in money that's dropped.
Yes.
I know, but if she just picked up
But
the $1 and forgot about it,
But it was $1.
She still had it.
And she said, "Oh, it's right here. Here it is." They could have said, "Okay, fine. You know we have a strict policy about this, Granny."
And she needs
so
her.
don't do that.
She needs her oxygen. She's.
Yeah. Well, you let one granny off, you're going to have to
suppose.
let all the grannies off. All right.
All right. Let's see.
Oh, just quickly.
Yes.
Because Richie went to a show last night. I went to a different show last night.
You did?
I went to the Odyssey Dance Theater Thriller performance up at Kingsbury Hall. I just went to their website, and it says right there, Thriller is not for children under 8 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I saw a lot of children there under 8 years old. It says for children under 8 or the faint of heart.
So are you faulting the people for letting them in or the people who brought them?
The people who brought them.
Well, if you're going to have a policy, then you ought to stop them at the door. I'm sorry.
And it's been a couple years since I've been to it, and they change it. There are some of the same themes they do, but they always add different stuff.
One of the years I saw it, I wouldn't want children under 12 or 13 seeing it.
Yeah.
I mean, one year I saw it was pretty risque.
I'd say 80% of it is funny.
Yeah.
And really cool.
Yeah,
Like
so
they did a bunch of aerial stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like on
Nice.
silks and I think they did 4 different aerial acts, and they're just amazing dancers. And I took Jonesy and
How'd your
her
7-year-old
cousin.
like it?
He didn't go.
Oh,
This is just me. And he's 9, so he could have gone, but I took Jonesy and her cousin Bridget, and just Jonesy was just like, what? She kept saying, I have chills. This is so good.
I don't want to be a scientist anymore. I want to be a dancer.
And she does. She takes dance, a couple different dance classes. She loves it. But there were people behind me and to the side of me with little kids, like 4, 5-year-old kids.
Jeez.
There's a couple things in there that are violent.
Yeah.
And scary. Like this whole team of vampires, like male vampires, chasing one female dancer around the stage, and she's screaming. I mean, it's not silent. She's screaming, and they attack her and turn her into a vampire. It's scary.
You have to teach children at a very young age about vampirism. You have to teach them how to, that they should be avoided at all costs.
It's the same with movies, and
Yeah.
Robert in the chat room has a perfect example. What are your thoughts on the family I saw one time that brought 3 kids, all under the age of 10, to a screening of Aliens? Hey, honey, let's take the kids to a movie that's basically about a little girl running around for her life in a giant monster in her house.
It's got a little girl in it. They can identify with that. And again, it teaches them to run from giant monsters.
No, I mean, but go see it. It's running through the 30th.
Yeah.
And if you have kids, like Jonesy's age, 11 and up, they will love it, and you will have a great time. It's just that they're amazingly talented people, and it's a fun tradition to go at Halloween time. But don't take little kids. There's really scary stuff in it.
I'm sure we're going to have aren't we going to have our annual visit from Daryl Yeager?
Oh, yeah. Has he shown it?
I haven't seen him,
Oh,
but are we
okay.
going to have it?
Yeah, we usually hear from him.
He's the creator. So.
All right. Well, let's see. One thing that you should take your 4 and 5-year-olds to is Diamonds Direct. They need to learn now.
Yes.
No, do you know what? No,
Why
that's
not?
funny you mentioned that. Do you know what they have there at Diamonds Direct? Do you
What?
remember?
They
have
got a
like
play
little
area.
Play area.
That's right. So
where you
while
can watch a movie.
Yeah,
and-
while you're talking to the Diamond Geeks at Diamond Direct, and they're teaching you about diamonds and everything, your kids could go and play in the playroom.
I don't want to go in the playroom. I want to learn about cut, color, and carat weight.
Okay, well then get over here.
Okay. Diamonds Direct are having a terrific, they are a terrific store, and they're kind of just changing the way diamonds and jewelry sold in Utah because they're changing the way because everybody's scrambling to keep up with them.
Yeah.
It's easy for them to beat anybody's price because they have direct connections to the diamond cutters and diamond dealers. So they can beat everybody's price on diamond rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets, and bands. Diamonds Direct. Don't forget, for the month of October, they're donating $100 to the Make-A-Wish Utah Foundation for every engagement ring sold and every purchase from a special collection they've made called the Make-A-Wish collection of jewelry at Diamonds Direct, 6400 South, across the street from the Fashion Place Mall.
With all the crap that's going on in the world today, I think we should just go bowling.
What?
It is the 23rd century. Humans have left the lowly confines of planet Earth and have sought their destiny among the stars. While many things have changed, one constant remains: the need for young men to venture forth and do the work of the Lord. This is the tale of two such men who at the age of 19 have answered the call of their general authorities and are embarking on a 2-year mission to spread the gospel throughout the galaxy. This is the story of Space Elders! Today, we find our elders roaming a desolate, uncharted, dark, smelly planet, looking for someone or something to convert. It is sometime between breakfast and lunch.
Oh, man, I don't feel so well.
I warned you against eating eggs you found in the middle of nowhere on a planet that isn't even on the map.
But I was hungry. Besides, they were tasty.
Well, if you don't feel well now, you have no one to blame but yourself. Come on, we're falling behind schedule.
How can we have a schedule on a planet with nothing on it?
We won't know if this planet is uninhabited until we explore some more of it. Come on, let's go.
What the flip? Lehigh, help!
Ew! George, it looks like your breakfast isn't setting well with you. What the heck is that? Looks like the planet is inhabited after all.
Get it off me!
Stand back. I'll take care of it.
Oh, hi, ma'am. Who are you? And why in heaven's name are you pointing what appears to be a flamethrower at my companion?
Name's Ripley. Lieutenant Ripley, and I'm about to torch that little critter before it gets a chance to make a run for it. Hi, my name is Newt.
Well, it's nice to meet you both. I'm Elder Christiansen, and this is Elder Jensen.
Hi.
We represent the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
You know, the Mormons.
We were wondering if you'd ever heard of our church, and if so, if you'd like to learn more.
Enough with the chit-chat. I need to kill that monster before it grows any bigger and has a chance to fight back. Now, Lehigh, wasn't it? If you would just stand back a bit so I can get a clear shot at your friend's chest.
What?
I will do no such thing. All that little critter has done is ruined a perfectly good suit for Mr. Mac, and as long as there's a chance in heck of converting either it or its mother, we would prefer that you leave it be.
Do what you have to do. God knows I will.
Look out, Butch!
Burn, you bastard, burn. Sorry, I meant the alien thing, not your companion.
Butch? You okay? Butch, speak to me.
Is this the end of Butch? Will Lehigh take a shot at converting the alien queen despite the charbroiling of one of her offspring by Lieutenant Ripley? Will Newt get to say anything else in this episode? Tune in next time to hear...
Say, Lehigh, you know, these things aren't half bad cooked, you know. Hey, has anybody got any Tabasco sauce?
in the next titty-twisting episode of Space Elders!
96.
I don't know why that made me think of. I watched the latest episode of Better Things last night with what's her name?
Pamela Adlon.
Pamela Adlon, and that I think that may be my favorite show on television. It is so good. It's funny and it's touching and it doesn't explain anything to you. It just lets it happen. And man, she's good. So whoever is behind all, I mean, Louis C.K. is
it's all her.
But it's all
It's
she
all
writes
her.
all of it.
She's writing them and directing them, and yeah,
man.
And you're getting a third season. It was just announced yesterday.
You're watching it, aren't you?
Oh yeah,
it's so good, man. Anyway.
Let's see, 9:51. Have we got all of our business taken care of?
I think so.
Join Kerry Jackson later today.
Yeah, I'm going to head up here. I got to do a couple of things in the office, and then I'll head up to Anime Bonsai.
Is it a remote or you're just there?
It's just a remote. It's a radio thing.
No, it's not Geek Show, right?
No, I couldn't get all the guys together this weekend to do anything with Geek Show, so we're just going to do a little radio up there and let everybody know that it's happening all weekend.
So that's good. And then I guess if anybody knows where I can get a loose meat sandwich, someone sent me a picture of an actual loose meat sandwich, and it looks pretty good. It has 2 fried eggs on it. And then on top of all this loose meat and cheese. And then I guess they use like a hamburger bun for it, I think.
Richie's doing that Cotopaxi Questival. That's today, 5 to 7 at the Gallivan Center.
Yeah, so remember, if you're registered for that, show up.
Yeah. But I bet even if you're not registered, you go and there's events surrounding.
Is there stuff to do for
music? Yeah, there's music and
yeah. Okay.
This is my first weekend with no soccer.
Wow, what are you going to do with yourself?
I don't know.
You'd think an athlete like you would want to play every weekend.
We're in between indoor and outdoor, so we get a 2-week break.
The tyranny of soccer. I just don't know why.
Because he loves it.
Well, yeah, but
it always has to be the mom who takes him to the soccer.
It's time for a new group. Besides, who is it that is this? It's FIFA or whatever it is. Not FIFA.
It's the people who run it.
It's
the Utah Soccer.
It's the Mothers United against having any fun.
They need to have a different group come in that is more cooperative with parental scheduling.
No, they don't. They don't care about that.
No.
You know,
nope.
They don't care about that.
A soccer group that will work with the parents a little, so that there's no soccer tyranny.
Yeah. No, it is all consuming.
Yeah, when you get in, it is all consuming, and that just seems unfair.
It's like I went to Plain City last Saturday. Plain City, out by the lake. And as I drove out there, and it was early in the morning, as I was coming back around noon, all of a sudden I see all these cars parked everywhere. Hundreds of cars. Hundreds.
Yep.
And I go, it's soccer. All soccer. Parked in a church parking lot, on the sides of the road.
Yeah.
Hundreds of cars.
And do you know what? If he didn't love it, the first thing I'd be getting rid of is soccer.
Yeah.
But he does it 4 days a week, and on the days he's not doing it, he's asking why he can't do it on those days.
Should have been like me, and we encourage our children not to go out and get any exercise at all. So, all right, we got to do boner of the week.
Do not stand there. You have to run. Soccer is a game of running. For a game of standing around, as you seem to think it is, we wouldn't need shoes.
All right.
Dave is here. Dave the Flower Guy. Oh, excuse me. It's Spider-Man Dave.
Spider-Man Dave.
Yeah.
Spider Dave. Spider Dave.
Dave has a Spider-Man hoodie that when he zips it up, it becomes a mask, and it's really kind of disturbing. Dave is here to select Boner of the Week. Here you go, Dave. There are 5 candidates. Boner candidate number 1 from Monday. That's a man who loves his fajitas. It's a guy who, it turned out, had over a period of 9 years, stolen over $1.2 million worth of fajitas from the facility that he worked at. Boner candidate number 2 from Tuesday. They learn it at home. This is the Weber High School girls who had the video chanting racial slurs, and as far as I know, that's still being investigated. Boner candidate number 3 from Wednesday. A deal is a deal, even in death. the North Carolina couple who went to visit their 5-year-old son's grave, and the headstone was missing. And what's up with that? The pastor who owned the monument company removed the headstone because they had not paid a bill for it, which they didn't know. They say they didn't know they owed some extra charges. Boner candidate number 4 from Thursday, the Xanax made me do it. It's the woman who took opportunity of a guy having a seizure at a 7-Eleven here in Salt Lake, and she stole his credit card while he was having a seizure. And boner candidate number 5 from today, Granny, you're fired. Which one is the worst? Which one is boner of the week?
Granny, you're fired.
Today's.
Wow.
All right.
Did not expect that.
No. Nope.
It's rare you surprise me, Dave, but there you go.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the boner of the week.
We would just wear socks or go barefoot. Janine, would you prefer I get in my car and drive you up and down the field? Huh? Or do you want me to get you a rickshaw? How about that? And I'll drive you up and down the field in a rickshaw. Welcome to China, Janine.
I was worried you were going to play the rest.
I was watching a football game one time, and this guy scored a bunch of whatever, and they were excited. So they asked him about it afterwards. And the football player said, "My mom died last year, but I know she was watching my game from heaven tonight." And I wanted to be there to say, "Leave your mother alone. How dare you? She's dead. I mean, when are you done with your kids? Even after you're dead, you still have to go to their games and Leave your mother alone. I mean, let her enjoy heaven. Don't you want your mother to enjoy heaven? This poor woman, the angels are like, "We're having an angel party. You want to come with us?" "I can't. I got to watch my son's game. He'll be very upset." "Okay, good. He can't hear me. Why am I doing this?" I just think when people die, it means they did their jobs, and you should forget them. That's what I think. Because it's unfair what we put on dead people. "Are you watching over me?" "Yes, I'm watching all of it."
All right. John, I'm sure you have Disneyland stuff to give away today.
I do, yeah. And Killer's tickets.
And Killer's tickets.
Yeah, man.
All right.
And
All
he's
that.
freshly shaved his head so he looks just like Travis Bickle.
I'm freshly shorn.
Travis Bickle, you should go back and watch Taxi Driver.
Taxi Driver.
You talking to
Millennial
me?
Friends of the
Are
program.
you talking to me?
All right. Okay, let's do the promo and get out of here.
We hope you're enjoying your weekend on Monday's Radio from Hell show.
At 6:45, Amy Donaldson talking sports, youth football, and the World Series for sure.
At 8 a.m., it's Bill Frost. He'll talk about an appropriate number of television shows.
And then at 8:45, it's Geek News on the radio with tickets to Thor Ragnarok.
At 9 a.m., we have a chance for you to win Killer's tickets.
That's all on Monday's Radio from Hell show on X96.
You were thinking that should have been your line, huh?
Tighten that up there, Richie. There's a space there. Tighten it up.
Carrie's going, "Wait a minute, shouldn't that have been my line?"
I think he screwed.
No,
Oh, well. Good enough. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
I know where I am.
John Smith is next.
Let's all listen together.
Okay.
A 1-hour nonstop music wingding starts now. Utah's original alternative.